What is up, everybody? It's your boy Hassan coming to you live. We have a very, very special show. Long time coming. I get to interview, I would say, my first boss, one of my first mentors, someone who's invested a lot into my growth, a very close friend, family friend, and not only has he been a big part of my life, but his mother has as well. So everyone, this is Ali Qureshi. Ali, thanks so much for being on today.
Thanks for having me, Hassan. I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah, Ali is the owner of a company called Car Trackers, based out of Orange County, California. They're one of the largest vehicle acquisition companies in California, if not in the US as well. If you guys ever want to buy really nice cars, Car Trackers is a place to buy cars from. And they're known, I was just telling Ali before we started, there's like dealers that know about Car Trackers in other states because they're they want to buy nice cars, you go to Car Trackers. Number two is, I think I'm really excited about this because I've seen Ali from when I was like a kid to now, and I think it's just going to be a very fun show. So Ali, very excited to have you here. How you feeling right now?
Feeling good, man.
Hassan
made me breakfast burrito this morning. That was one of my demands.
Something that's very funny about Ali, and we're going to talk about this, but like it goes full circle. He asked for a burrito today, and he used to work at Del Taco.
I used to work at the Del Taco down the street from your house.
Yeah.
Down the street from your office, actually. So.
Yeah. So, Ali, I want to take us back because I think a lot of people see your success as like a dealer right now, but they haven't seen a lot of things that you went through growing up, what you went through, school, what different hustles you did. So I kind of want to take people back.
Yeah.
Cool?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Were you born here in the U.S.?
Yes, sir. I was born in Long Beach.
Long Beach?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you move around a lot growing up?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we stayed in the same city. So once we moved from Long Beach, we moved to Garden Grove. And then in Garden Grove, we lived in multiple different areas. So I guess you could say we moved around a lot. But we stayed in Garden Grove.
A lot of people see, especially in cars, people see success because they see like cars, right? And they can attribute success very quickly. But a lot of people don't know that, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the biggest reasons for your success is you have a mother that prays for you a lot.
Yeah, I think that's 100% the reason why I am where I am today.
Can you talk to us about Zakianti? I call her Zakianti because she also helped raise me. So she was actually, I want to talk about your mom a little bit, about her story.
Yeah.
But she actually raised our family. I have 5 brothers and sisters, and she was like a second mother to us.
Yeah.
And I want to hear from you. Tell us about your mom.
My mom is probably the greatest hustle I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
Yeah.
the lady's been through so much, came to this country with nothing,
Yeah.
Prayed for kids year after year, couldn't get pregnant, finally got pregnant, had us, was always working. I remember, you used to be at our house every single day. You see my mom would be sewing, doing so many different things, babysitting, pick and drop, kids to school. Literally was doing anything and everything to make some type of money for her family.
Yeah.
It's commendable. It's
Did
crazy.
you notice that when you were a kid? Like, what was the earliest memory you have of your mom, like either doing something or?
Yeah, I noticed it right away. I mean, my dad wasn't really making money at the time. He
Okay.
was going through his own situation, and my mom was kind of the breadwinner in the house. Your family was a big support system for her.
Yeah.
Your grandmother would order a dress every single Friday.
Yeah.
And get a new outfit every single week. So she was like helping, support my mom.
Yeah. So you're getting emotional. What is it about your mom that?
Just my mom's been, done a lot for us. She's done a lot for the community as well.
100%.
She was like known as a person that, just did everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. It hits deep.
Yeah.
Start talking about my mom.
When did you?
She taught me everything. She taught me how to negotiate. I would see her always negotiating with people. Like we'd go to the store, she'd negotiate at a regular store, and I'd be embarrassed about it. But little did I know, I'd mimic her later in life, and I'd negotiate everything as well.
Yeah.
So it's funny
if you guys think that Ellie's a hustler, you have to meet his mother.
My mom is a real hustler. I'm just a phony.
Yeah.
I'm just a wannabe.
Yeah, and I think we grew up so close together that. I think that just a lot of my brothers and sisters, because they were like, I was younger, but like you guys were close with my sisters, with Omer. So we also were part of your childhood when you lost your father.
Yeah.
What was, if you're open to sharing, what was that like? Do you remember it? And the reason I'm asking is because I think it's a big part of your story, and also like I feel like it helped your hustle as well.
Yeah, so you guys are a huge part of that. I mean, actually, your mom is the one that told me my dad passed away. We were at your house.
No way. And by the way, I don't remember how
you
old
were
I
very
was.
young. I mean, I had just turned 12 at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember just hanging out at your house. Actually, I was at Gosson's house earlier in the day. And I knew something was going on because, I didn't see my dad for like a couple days.
Okay.
And my mom was just like putting us off to like our friend's house. all day. Then we were with you guys.
Yeah.
And I felt like, my mom was just trying to keep us busy and away from something. And I knew something was going on. And, one day we're just hanging out at your house, just me and my siblings. And your mom takes me upstairs and is like, Ali, something just happened. Your dad passed away. I'm like, that just hit me.
Yeah. Did you understand? I mean, you were 12, so that's...
I was 12. I understood my dad passed away, but I didn't understand, like, what had happened. I didn't understand, like, what was going to happen in our future. I mean, I didn't really know. I didn't expect that, right? Like, no one expects their parent to pass away.
Yeah.
So that was a tough time in our life, but we had, we didn't have family here, but we had friends that were pretty much like family. Like, you guys are family. There's a lot of people in the community that were really helpful at that time, and it's crazy times for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, 12, you're what, in 4th or 5th grade?
I was
6th grade, maybe?
In 12, I think I was in 5th grade.
Yeah. Do you kind of remember, like, okay, maybe
I was in 6th grade.
My mom tells you have to go to like, those are like, those are things you're doing, but you're also at a young age. Were you thinking like, okay, what did you used to call your dad? Abu?
Abu.
We were like, hey, like,
Dad, like.
Yeah, like.
I used to call him Abu until Aladdin came out, and then I switched that name to Dada, because Abu was the monkey.
Abu was cool.
So weird calling him that.
Cool. So, like, were you ever like, oh, Dada's not here anymore, so like, I'm like, now I have to do stuff. At that age, were you like thinking like that, or what was like? You have Khadija, you have Asif, you have your mom. Yeah, you're also young, and your mom's like the ones that was, and she was already the breadwinner of the house before that.
Yeah. So not so much after. I mean, I was already helping my parents. They'd go to like different conventions, and they were selling like Adhan clocks and like prayer rugs and Qurans and just certain things.
Your mom was already doing this?
My mom and my dad were doing that.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Away. Yeah. Okay. So they were doing stuff. They were selling like blankets and different things at like swap meets. So I would go with them, because all of us would have to. They'd lug us all. We'd all help out.
Could I ask you, what was the education level, or like were they ever working like was your dad accountant or anything? Like, was it anything like that?
When they came to the country, he worked at a gas station.
What was the plan when they came? Were they just like?
I don't think they really had a plan. I think they just wanted to get to America and get some type of opportunity. Okay. So, but when he got here, his sister applied for him to come here. Yeah. Came here, brought my mom, obviously. Yeah. Lived with like an amazing family in Long Beach. They helped my dad with a lot. Yeah. I mean, he didn't really have like he didn't have
like the regular.
Yeah. He worked at a gas station.
Doing much different stuff.
He worked at convenience stores. He just did stuff like that. Yeah. And then later on, after he stopped doing that, he got into like mechanical work.
I always remember him with like either he would have like oil in his hands or something, but he'd be dirty,
oily and dirty, So that's one thing I remember about him. Like you could see oil, like there'd always be oil on his clothes, his hands, everywhere. Yeah. And he was just doing mechanical work. Yeah.
How do you feel like, I'm asking you some deep questions right now, but like, you grew up without a father. Now you're a father. Yeah. Is there anything that you learned from your father the time that you were with him that like you tried to do now as a dad as well?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like our dad was he was great for us. I mean, he was always there. He didn't really work, so he was there at home all the time. And not that it's a bad thing. I mean, we seen our dad every day, all day. So that was great. Yeah. It's not like I was missing a father like up until 12. Like he was there daily. Amazing. It was great.
Yeah. Is there anything, do you remember like a fond memory of you and your father? Anything?
Fond memory would be just him working on cars and just out there helping him. Like he'd ask for a tool and I'd give it to him a tool. Yes. Yeah. Because when I think about my dad, like when I think about even my parents, I don't remember too much of my childhood. I just remember this like warm feeling like of like love, you know? It's like when I think about my dad, I'm like, it kind of makes me smile, I guess. Yeah, that's Papa, No, your dad, I remember him too. As well.
Yeah. Did you, when your father passed away, did you have any people either step up in your life where they either played like father figures or mentor figures to you?
I think a lot of the
and also did your mom's role change as a mother as well now?
Yeah, for sure. So she took on a dual role. So she started teaching me stuff that a father would teach a son. Wow. And she did the best of her ability. There was a few men in the community that would help out as well. Yeah. I remember the first time, actually one of my current employees right now, Hamza, his uncle at the time, I remember when I was 16 or 17, my car, Geoprism, the alternator went out. I'm sorry, the starter went out. Yeah. Or was the alternator? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And he, instead of telling my mom to go buy one from the store, like from like an auto parts store.
Yeah.
He took me to LKQ, pick your part, and he took some tools. And I don't know what I was doing that day. He just was like, "Hey, we're gonna go get something." So I went with him.
Yeah.
He took me to this junkyard. I'm like, "Okay, what are we doing here?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Here, you're gonna take off the starter and you're gonna install it to your car." And I'm like, "Wait, what? I've never done anything with my hands." So that was cool that he taught me, how to use my hands, how to like, how to remove this auto part, how to install it. Like, it made me feel good after I did it. Yeah. I actually did something on my own. That was like the one and only time I've ever done anything with my hands.
That's crazy.
So that was cool. And then just other people in the community would be supportive. They help pick and drop. Like if my mom needed some help. I remember your grandfather.
Nah, man.
Your Nana was great. He'd pick and drop me from school. He'd help out a lot, which is great. There's a lot of good people in the community. Your dad was very helpful. Yeah. Just a lot of people in the community who just stepped up and helped out, which was great.
When did you realize, like, okay, it's time for me to hustle now?
Early on.
Father passed away 12. Were you already selling stuff at that time? So, who was Ellie in middle school?
Like, so I was always selling stuff. I remember, like, when I was 9, 10 years old, I'd always sell stuff to my brothers and sisters. So my dad would give us some money, and, I had some toys that I no longer needed. So I would, like, sell to my brother and sister. I'd be like, "Hey, Khadija, come over here. Look at this," and I'd get them to spend all their money on me, pretty much. So wow. Because I knew how they were. I knew they were gonna spend it like at a candy store or like at a.
Like, just spend it with me and
you spend it with me. And keep the money, in the family. So that's where I learned a little bit of the hustle.
So you didn't share your toys then, is what you're saying?
Kinda, yeah. And then there was an event that we had gone to, and I remember going to downtown LA. And I asked I was there with my dad. It was like 6 a.m. Yeah. And we were picking up stuff for this convention that we're going to. We're going to sell stuff. And I seen some toys. I seen some yo-yos and some laser pointers. And I told my dad, "Hey, let's get this. I think I can sell this." Yeah. And I was there to support my family. I knew the situation we were in. I knew we didn't really have money, and I just thought, like, I seen an opportunity there. Yeah. And my dad ended up buying a bunch of toys, so I kind of manned that section. Nice. And it was pretty cool. So at that time, I had a couple friends. I was like, "Hey," I gave them some yo-yos. I was like, "Hey, go where all the kids are at and just start using your yo-yo." And obviously that like drew a crowd. They're like, "Hey, where'd you get that yo-yo from?" And they started getting like, or maybe it was popular.
I remember the yo-yo time. Yeah. I remember you were like the first guy doing yo-yos.
I was like the first guy doing yo-yos. Yeah. And I remember we were buying them for like $1, $2. Yeah. I don't remember the exact.
You knew tricks too, like walk the dog. Yeah, I remember all this. It would light up.
I remember selling them. I think it was like $15, $20. And I did a deal if you bought 2 for $30.
Yeah.
And we ended up selling out that day.
How old were you at this time?
I'm like 10 at this time.
Wow.
And I'm walking around with like $2,000 in my pocket, just like all the kids are having fun, playing around, and I'm just here hustling, trying to sell. Yeah. And I actually did more in sales than my parents did, which is pretty crazy. No way. So that to me was like kind of like an eye-opening experience.
What did you used to do with your money?
Save it. I saved every penny that I ever.
Do you remember the first time you started saving?
From
7,
8, yeah. I would save every penny I could get. I would save.
Why?
I just...
Like, did you not have interest in spending, or you're like, "Hey, I don't have money, so..."
I think it was a little bit of both. I didn't really have interest in spending. Even till this day, I wear the same clothes every day. I wear car tracker, T-shirt. Yeah. I wear the same
I remember when you made those jackets.
I've had these jackets for forever. I mean, yeah, I have a bunch of them, but I wear the same thing every day. I'm very just simple. Simple, yeah. I don't really need much. Yeah. And I learned that from early on. And then just, like, I could tell, like, we didn't really have money. Like, kids would get certain things. We would, I could tell. When you're a kid, you either have money or you don't. Yeah. And I could tell we didn't. So just kind of stuck with me. And I'm like, "Hey, you know what? I want to grow up." And that was one of my prayers every day. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. Like, I wanted to be tall. I wanted to be rich. I wanted to make it to NBA. I got 1 out of the 3. I didn't even get 1 out of 3, but I was able to, become a little successful. So I never got tall. I never made it to the NBA. Yeah.
When did you realize that your mom, when did you realize Zaki Auntie was like working a lot? When did you realize, like, dude, this is too much? Or I
think in high school. High school. So my mom there was never a day that she never picked and dropped us off at school. So she would drop us off to school. And not only was she dropping us off, she was dropping.
By the way, what are you thinking about right now? Thinking about something?
No.
No, you're good? Okay. Yeah, okay.
So she would drop off like all the people in our like community. So we went to school in Huntington Beach. Yep. We grew up in Garden Grove. We lived in Garden Grove, but it was a better area, I guess you could say. Yeah. Better school district. So she would take like 5 kids from our neighborhood, and she was pretty much doing Uber before Uber. Yeah. So she was taking them to school, us to school, making some money on the side. Then she'd go straight to her job, 99-cent store, work there. Then she'd pick us up, come home, go back to work, come home, cook for us.
Yeah.
Then she'd start sewing. And at night, she'd be sewing all night.
By the way, Zokiadi makes some of the best food I've ever ate as well. And I will say there's not that many, like, there's a new, that generation of women, there's not many women like that anymore. Like your mom is like, especially your mother, there's not many women like that I've ever met.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
She parented you guys both ways, mom and dad.
Yeah.
She worked, she made great food. She parented other people's children.
Other people as well, yeah. There's so many people to this day like come to me like, oh yeah, your mom used to babysit me, and like some I don't remember. Yeah. And obviously you guys don't remember because we grew up so close to each other. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool that my mom is the way she is.
Yeah. So when did you realize that, like, okay, hey, mom, you got to stop, or I got to do something even more, because you were already hustling, right?
Yeah, I was already hustling.
So what were you doing in middle school, high school? You said high school. You kind of realized, okay, hey, mom, like I want to.
Yeah, I was like selling stuff in high school too. Like I'd buy stuff at like Marshalls. I remember buying these Nike Turbine shoes that I found at Marshalls. Mm-hmm. And I would sell them to the guys at school. So I'd buy them for like $25, $30, sell them for like $75. Yeah. And I was making little money like that, just flipping shoes, flipping like shorts, just random stuff to the basketball. Because I was part of the basketball team, and a lot of people in Huntington Beach had money, so I knew like, hey, you know what, I could sell these guys some stuff. Yeah. They would come to school with like $100. Yeah. And I'd try to figure out a way to make that.
So did you kind of know, like, when you like, so for instance, like, have you heard of Alex Hormozy before?
No, I have not.
He's like this guy that's like, anyway, he's like jacked and he talks about marketing. But he says like, oh, like, if you want to make good money, it's something along the lines like, if you solve rich people problems, you'll make rich people money. Okay. Right? Yeah. So like you were saying like, oh, you knew the people that were bringing $100. Like, could you kind of tell like, okay, this guy has money, so I'm gonna try to sell something to him because I know I'm gonna get paid.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess I had like a radar at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? These guys, I know I know how they are, and I know that they spend 100 today, they get another 100 tomorrow. Yeah. So it's one of those situations. And I wasn't trying to take advantage of anyone. Yeah. Just like,
but you just knew who to sell to.
I just knew who to sell to. Yeah. I knew who my clientele were.
Yeah.
And I knew who to go after.
What was high school, what was your first job, like actual job?
So my first job was at GNC. I was doing cold calling. It was one of my mom's friends. He just gave me a job because he wanted to help my mom out. So I would go in on a Saturday and Sunday, call hundreds of leads. And it was those little like, you know, when you go to like you go to a store and you fill out something to get like 1 month supply of
sure something free. Yeah.
So I would just call these people, letting them know like the specials we had for the week or the month. Yeah. Just trying to get people to come in. Yeah. And I'd call nonstop. Just literally, I would call hundreds of people. Yeah. I'd finish, like, he'd give me a box of leads. I'd finish it thinking I'm done, and then he'd bring another box of leads, and it was like never ending. But I felt like that kind of shaped me to who I am.
Did you make money doing that?
Just hourly, like $5 an
Not
hour.
Commission.
No commission. Okay, it wasn't a commission job, which it should have been, but I didn't know about that at that time. I was literally just there to make whatever money I could. Yeah.
So with the money you were making, I know you were saving. Were you also giving money to your mom at the same time?
For sure. So at that time, I started replicating my mom. I started taking people in the community as well. So I was doing the Uber thing as well. So I took 4 girls in my community. Okay. And I would take them to high school. I'd pay like almost $1,000 every month. Wow. And that would just go straight to my mom for the rent. It was it was kind of her thing, and I just kind of carried it on.
And did you kind of know what the financial situation was, where you were like, okay, our overhead's this much, so we have to make this much?
I knew our rent. I knew our situation. Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of figured like that was helping out a lot. Like $1,000 a month would help almost pay our rent. Yeah. So I just helped whatever way I could. So that money I would never keep. That would go straight to my mom. The money I made like hustling, selling stuff at school, that I would keep. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever want to be something like growing up? Like, where you were like, oh, I want to be a doctor. I know you said NBA.
NBA.
Yeah, was that like your thing?
Until like 17, 18, I thought I was going to make the NBA. I thought I was going to get a growth spurt. That didn't happen. Then I was like, what's the closest thing to the NBA? I watched that. What was that movie that there was like an agent?
Be Like Mike?
I forget the name. Or like I never even watched it.
It was an agent?
It was like an agent. He was like a sports agent. Okay. So I wanted to be a sports agent. I never even seen the movie, but I would see the commercials. Okay. Like the trailer. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I want to be a sports agent. Yeah. I want to like, make deals for people. Sure. And then I don't know how I just happened to get in cars. It just
So you didn't have any, because you know how some people are like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor. Or I'm going to like, did you ever have any, like when you were younger, like, oh, Ali, you're going to be this when you grow up? Or did you ever like, oh, I'm going to be nothing?
No, I just wanted to be like something to do with sports. Okay. Yeah, that was like my goal.
I was going to ask you something. So can you take us through I know a few things, like for instance, one thing I remember used to do is like you used to have booths where you used to sell like shirts, like spray on, like you guys would do spray shirts or something like that?
So me and Kia, this was like my senior year of high school. Yeah. One of my friends, he got into like a printing business. He was doing like the heat press. Yeah. And at that time, one shirt that was like everyone wanted was like the Jordan ring, like it was a Jordan with his hands like this, and he had like all his rings, and they were like blinged out with the rhinestones.
Yeah.
So I think they were selling for like $80, $90. So we started doing that. So I started making shirts, selling them at school. I think our cost was like $2 maybe, and selling them for like 40, 50. Wow. And that was a good way for us to make money. The margins were ridiculous. Yeah. I remember going to like a Box Sunday.
Yeah, I remember the Box Sunday one. Yeah,
I remember going to Box Sunday and selling shirts. Yeah. I think our cost was like $1 because we got the cheapest shirts. We did like a quick screen print the night before. I'm sorry, heat press the night before. And we had like hundreds of shirts that we sold at Box Sunday. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I got to ask you this. This is just me from the outside looking in. Like, you know, all these different jobs or hustles you did, I feel like it was, so like, let's say like somebody has no money, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I have to work Uber. They're embarrassed, or they're like, oh, like, it's very hard for them to humble themselves and like do something that maybe like it's going to look embarrassing. Yeah. I feel like you've done jobs where it's like, I would say embarrassing. Yeah, you could say. But like you kept doing it. You're just like, no, dude, I don't, like, where did you get that mentality? What would go through your head? Because like you're serving people Del Taco, or you're doing this, and like you're like trying to make money, right?
Yeah.
How did you separate like, oh, this is embarrassing, or like, or did you even ever have that thought?
You know, early
or did you ever
on,
think like people are making fun of me?
Like when I was like picking and dropping the kids, I felt like, you know, I was like a taxi driver. So I was a little embarrassed. I would like drop them off and then like park somewhere else and like walk by myself. Because I was like a little embarrassed at the time. Because like there was this connotation of like, you know, Indian people, Pakistani people being like taxi drivers. And I was like living that out. So I kind of felt a little embarrassed, but I just did it because, you know, I mean, I wanted to help my mom make some money. Yeah. And at Del Taco, I was a little embarrassed, but then I just fought through it and I've just figured like, hey, I need to make some type of money and support my family.
You didn't care. You're just like, do whatever it takes.
Care. Early on, you get a little nervous, but then you just get through that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously bigger things in play. Like, you know your situation. You don't have a father. You have siblings.
Yeah.
Your mom is working her butt off, working maybe like 70, 80 hours a week. It was
crazy. Did your relationship change between you and your mom, where like your mom, I know she said she started teaching you more things. Did she also see you, not as a father figure, but she's like, hey, Ali, like you're in charge now. Like, what are we going to do? Was there anything ever like that? Or she was like, Ali, whatever it takes, like if you need help with something, I'm going to help you, but you know, you're going to have to take over.
I mean, she always tell me to support my brother and sister, look after them. I wasn't really like a father figure.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I didn't know what that was or how to do that, but I just look after them. I was very protective of my siblings, and she always used to tell me like, you know, support them, look after them.
Yeah.
She taught me a lot.
Yeah.
She taught me how to care for people, how to love, and you know, I feel like I'm a little emotional because of her not having a dad, so I get that like emotional side of her.
That's good though. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of guys that are not emotional, and it's bad. Yeah. It's like toxic, you know?
It is what it is.
What was it like for your, like, just as a family, from, let's just say from 0 to 18, right? Because I know we're gonna start talking about cars and stuff, but like, what was it like for Asif, Khadija? Like, it was just you four, you know?
Yeah.
Your mom and then you three. What was that like? Like, if you remember, like, each other?
It was tough, like, not having family. Like, we would see you guys, you would have your cousins.
You would
have all this family here. We had nobody here. Like, our family that was here was kind of like estranged. We didn't really conversate with them. We didn't see them. So it was a little tough growing up.
Yeah. What family do you guys have here? Or did you guys have at that time? Actual family?
Like, my dad's brother was here with his family, but they lived like in Victorville, so they're pretty far away from us. Yeah. And then my dad's sister was here as well, but they lived in Cerritos. And it just, they had some type of family beef that I don't know why till this day, what was going on.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, it is what it is. It worked out. Things happen for a reason. And it's okay. I don't lose sleep over it. As a kid, I used to always cry about why can't we see them? But growing up now, you know, it is what it is. Nothing I could do.
Yeah. Do you feel like you guys got stronger as like brother and sisters because you didn't have your father? So now you guys are like 100%. Maybe rely on each other more, or now closer with your mom?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're just a tight-knit group.
Yeah.
We were just together all the time.
Yeah.
We didn't really do much. We didn't really go on vacations. It was just us together.
Yeah. What does family mean to you?
It means everything.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Just when you grow up with a little family, you appreciate it more.
Yeah.
I mean, when you lose your dad, you know, things hit harder.
Yeah.
You want to keep everyone close together. Even now, like, you know, my dad passed away when I was 12. My boys are about to be 12 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So that's like one thing I'm like, you know, I got to be there for them all the time, make sure I'm healthy, make sure.
You're jogging?
I'm jogging. Making sure I'm just healthy for them. I'm going to be in their life.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there to support them. You know, I dropped them off to school. I picked them up from school. I take them to the practice. And me and my wife are always involved. Like Kia is at like all their events, their debate, their, you know, whatever it is, we're there. The gymnastics, like we're there all the time for them. And I think that's very important.
Yeah.
And I think that stems from us growing up without a father and just
Yeah.
growing up with a tight knit group that really.
And you guys are very close now too. Like you and Asif work together.
Yeah,
So
for
like
sure.
like just by spending time together at work, you guys are already closer. Like when I used to work with Maz, like we had to spend time together because we're working together, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And now when even something small like that, you don't work together, it's like people are living almost different lives, you know?
Yeah.
So
We
alhamdulillah.
talk all the time. Like even before I jumped on this podcast, I called Asa. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on this podcast for a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
You know, just hold it down." You know, I see like he was at my house yesterday. My sister was at our house yesterday. So
Yeah, yeah.
we see each other a lot. You know, we're together. Our kids go to school together. We do a lot of stuff together. So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's very cool.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like this is one thing I feel bad about is when, as we were like growing up, like we went to Fountain Valley, right? So like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we kind of like fell off as like families. Like we grew up closer together and then like, you know, space started
I
happening.
think like later in high school, yeah.
Yeah.
I think when I was in high school, we kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our moms still were. You know.
Yeah, they were still in touch.
Together, but we were distant. Like I lived in Garden Grove. You lived.
Yeah,
in
you guys went to
Fountain
Ocean
Valley.
View
I
as an
went to Ocean
example.
View, yeah. So
We went to Fountain Valley.
we really didn't have a chance to see each other. We didn't really get to hang out for a few years.
Yeah. So you know what's crazy that I really think about this is I reconnected with you because of Quran actually, because I was going to Quran class at Hafiz Bilal's house,
Okay.
and you guys lived right next to them, right? And at that time, like because I was there, I could go to your house,
Swing by
right?
the house and you just
Yeah,
hang
just be
out.
there.
Yeah.
So were you doing cars? When did you start doing cars? Like when was? Because I remember a version, but I could be wrong. What was
What
like?
do you remember?
So what I remember was that you had a neighbor, and either this is I can be completely wrong, but I think he had a nice car in his car, and he didn't have space, so he's like, "Hey, can I park it in your car, in your garage?" And then I think I went to your house one day, and there was like a really nice car in there, and I was like,
just-
"Bro."
Just so I can let the audience know what car that. So we had a Ferrari F50 in our garage.
Okay, can you explain to us what that means? Like a Ferrari
So
F50.
a Ferrari even when I was a kid, I didn't know what that is. Like I do now. So a Ferrari F50 just recently sold at one of the auctions for like $7 million. So
Wow.
us living in Garden Grove, not the ghetto, but people used to call it the ghetto, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Garden Grove's interesting
it's an
city.
interesting area. We're just in this condominium building, and
Yeah.
you know, we had a minivan that we used to park in the garage, and my mom pulled it out because this person was paying my mom, you know, like per month or like a per week to park this car in the garage.
Okay.
And it was a Ferrari F50.
Yeah. You didn't know at that time.
I didn't know at the time.
Okay.
What it was, how expensive this car was, what it become. Like this is an iconic car. So that's like my dream car, Ferrari F50.
Wow.
Like it used to be in my garage. This is something that I want to one day
Wow.
show and it's cool. It's crazy to think about that.
Yeah. So how'd you get started? Was this like was your neighbor you got into it? Did you start liking cars? How did
Kinda
cars
started
come
liking
back?
cars at that time.
Okay.
So my first time doing a car transaction was my mom had the minivan. She wanted to sell it.
Okay.
It started having issues, and you know we just wanted to get rid of it. We just spent a lot of money on it. It was a good van, but it just
Yeah.
we didn't really need a minivan anymore. There was only four of us.
Yeah.
We just needed a normal car. And she's like, "Hey, just can you list it for me and put it up for like $3,000?"
Yeah.
And me just being as a kid, you know, in high school, I'm like, $3,000? That's like so cheap. I listed
Yeah.
it for $8,000
Yeah.
or $8,500.
And how did you know how to list a car? Like, was there anything like how much the car goes for?
I had no idea.
Or they had like I think they had
just-
actual books like Kelly Blue
Yeah,
books.
but I
I
didn't
heard.
look at the Kelly Blue Book. I just went on, like, I think it was Craigslist when I
Okay.
forgot what it was. Was it Craigslist or maybe like Penny
Saver?
Classified? Yeah, Penny
Yeah, yeah.
Saver. And I just looked at some other listings. I was like, hey, everyone's asking way more. So I listed it for like 8 or 8,500. Kept it up for like 4 days. Got a bunch of interest, and then one day some Hispanic family came.
Yeah.
I was negotiating with like some 40-year-old dude, and
Yeah.
ended up making a deal. And I think I sold for like $8,000.
Oh wow.
So I got my mom like extra $5,000, which to me I was like, whoa, that's like pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's
yeah.
where like I started getting more interested in cars.
Okay, because you saw that click of like, well, I'm working this job, but I just made $5,000.
Yeah.
Or not 5, you made $8,000.
Yeah. So that was pretty like eye opening for me. And my mom was shocked. She's like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
surprised.
yeah. How old were you at this time?
I think I was like 18 or 19.
Okay.
I think it was just after high school. Because
Okay.
I used that van throughout high school, and I think it was right after high school.
What were you doing after high school, by the way? Did you college? What?
I was.
Did you have a dream to go to college? Or did you know what you're
I
gonna
don't
do?
know if I had a dream to go to college, but I wanted to go to college, right? Like
Yeah.
I think you're just when you
Kinda following?
When you grow up, you kind of just know, like you kind of just told like, oh, you got to go to college, you got to graduate.
Yeah.
So I was just following that path.
Did you have like a degree or like were you like, oh, what am I getting a degree in?
I ended up getting an AA degree.
Yeah, but no, in what? In what? I mean,
My AA degree.
like, were you like, oh, I'm gonna be a business analyst
Yeah,
or
I
like,
wanted to
okay,
do something in business.
okay,
And I didn't end up finishing college.
Yeah.
I got my AA degree.
Okay.
Went to Cal State Fullerton. Was there for 4 days. Dropped out
Yeah.
because car deals would come up.
is that what happened? You basically started making money from cars where you're
Started
like,
making
bro,
money in cars.
deuces.
And I just dipped out of class. I would get
Yeah.
I would get the financial aid. I got the financial aid.
So I hope you're not watching.
Yeah, hopefully you're not watching. So I got that money, and then my mom was like on my butt about it, like, "Oh, you gotta go to school. You're not
Yeah.
gonna, you can't do this forever."
Yeah.
Telling me I can't do cars forever.
Yeah.
And then I went back the next semester. Same thing. I was there for like 3 days, and I was like, a car deal would come up, and I just leave. And I'm
Yeah,
like, you know
yeah.
what? I can't do this. Like, I can't go to class looking for cars in class. Cars come up, and I gotta leave. Like, that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. It was holding me back. So at that point, I just told my mom, "Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna do this, and
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, I'll go to school." But
Okay.
like, alhamdulillah, I had a good feeling that I'd be able to figure something out in this business.
How were you learning it? Like, because you said car deal. How did you know what a car deal was? Like, how did you know it was a good deal?
So right after that situation where I sold my mom's van,
Yeah.
I ended up working with a family friend. So not the person who used to keep the car in my garage.
Okay.
His friend actually had a dealership. He had
So
a couple dealerships.
that guy wasn't your teacher then? That guy. I remember him because I remember they had.
I would watch him, but
Okay.
I don't want to say he's my teacher, but
Okay.
I watched him. I
Okay.
seen what he was doing. I would see his business deals. I
Yeah.
would go with him
Yeah.
and do transactions, but I don't really think he was there teaching me.
Okay.
And this is my perspective. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But I was learning. I would
Okay.
ask him millions of questions. I would
Okay.
ask personal questions. I'd be like, "Oh, how much you make on this? How much you buy
Yeah.
this for?" And he'd always be like, "Man, you're asking a lot of questions." And I was just the guy that asked a million questions. And
Yeah.
I didn't care. Like, you answered, you didn't answer. Like, I was just going to keep asking.
Yeah, yeah.
And his friend ended up needing, someone to work with. He needed someone to work for him.
Yeah.
So he would buy cars off Craigslist,
Okay.
and he would sell them at auction or sell them at his dealership or resell them on Craigslist.
Yeah.
So I started working for him.
Yeah.
So first day, he finds a car. He would find the car, and I'd go buy it. And I'd run
Okay.
around pretty much all of
Everywhere.
California buying cars.
So when you say car deal came up, he found something. He's like, "Ellie, you got to go."
Yeah, he'd be like, "Ali, there's a car right here. I need you to go."
And what was it like? Would you use his cash or your
I
cash?
would use his cash early on.
Okay.
And I got really good at it. I just like, he would tell me, "Hey, there's a car listed for 10, try to get it for 8. I'd buy it for like 6. And I got really good at that. I would always, I'm like, I would be at a car deal
Yeah.
for like hours.
Yeah.
Just trying to grind $100. And he'd come be like, "You're still there? I told you buy it at 8,000. I'm like,
Yeah.
"I just bought it for 6,500.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, good."
So what was the split like back then?
So early on, it was just a commission. I would get like $300.
Okay.
Or $200.
Yeah.
And he's seen how good and like when I do a deal like that, he'd give me more. He'd give me like $500-$600.
Sure, sure.
And I got really good at it. One day he's just like, "Hey, I'm gonna put up the money. We're gonna go halves on the profit."
Oh, nice.
And I was like, "Okay, nice." Like,
Yeah.
I seen all the money I was making him, so
Yeah.
that was amazing for me. I started hustling even harder then.
Did you have a shift? Because there's people like that work, and I'm not knocking on anyone that has a regular job, but like people that work hourly, they have an hourly rate, like let's say $40 an hour or $100 an hour. Did you get to that point where you're like, "Oh shoot, okay, I can make $20 an hour working at Del Taco, but like if I do this deal in 30 minutes, I can make 3,000." And we're like, "Dude, I can't ever work a regular job because I can make more money doing this."
Of course. I mean, I was like all about Excel sheets. I used to track every single transaction I did.
Yeah.
So I would like keep track of that. Like, "Oh, I did this deal and I made, $700. I only worked 2 hours and I made
okay,
$350 an hour."
Okay,
I'm like
okay.
really proud. And,
Yeah.
my goal was to, obviously try to raise that every
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
every
yeah.
month.
Yeah.
And that was it was cool little goals like that
Yeah.
kind of pushed me to get better and better.
So that's when you kind of realize like, "Hey, a job is not going to be for me."
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I pretty much figured at that point, like, "Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna continue doing this, and
Okay.
I think this is gonna work."
So at that time, now you're doing splits for these cars.
Yeah.
When did you? By the way, guys. So I worked with Ali for I think a decade,
Probably.
maybe long. I don't know. Like when did I come in the picture? How much of cars were you already doing
I was
before that?
already in a few years before you came
Okay.
along. Because
Okay.
you started coming, I think when I was like 24.
Okay, 24.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think so. Because you were,
I'm 32 right now.
and I'm 38, so yeah, 6 years. So yeah, you were very young at the time. When you came, you
38?
had just got your driver's license. I think you were like 17.
Yeah, because I was driving to Quran class and I used to get my car because I was getting my car towed all the time.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
So yeah, that sounds right. Because I think I was 20. I'm 6 years older than you. So yeah, I think around 24 is when you came in the picture.
So at that time, was he basically your partner at that time from
He
those
was still
those
my partner, yeah.
4
So a couple
6 years?
deals. Let's tell everyone about that. The
Yes.
Tacoma deal that one time you bought for me. You want to tell the story?
100%. So let me just tell you when I first started. So when I tell you Ali was my first boss, I worked at Subway for like a few hours and I got fired because I used to have too many subs for like it was stupid. Anyways, when I was younger, I didn't know like what success. Or I didn't know. I was just like you try to figure out like you try to line things up. So like when I first saw that car, I was like, "Oh, this guy's rich, man." Like I don't know what he's doing, but I just want to be around that. And when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, if I can be around successful or something, like I'm gonna learn something and I can do something good." And then I think at that time, either my nani or Bilal, I don't know, but I was like, so then every time after Quran class was done, I would like go to your house, and I'm like, okay, well, can I do something like you know? And then like I think we like slowly we would me and Omer would like drop cars off at the auction at like really late at night or something like. By the way, were you guys flipping cars on? Do you buy it and then flip it on Craigslist, or everything would go to the auction?
To start, we were doing Craigslist.
Okay.
So I remember buying a car on Craigslist. 2 hours later, putting it back up on Craigslist, and the price would be higher, obviously. Getting calls from people like, "Hey, didn't you just buy this car?" I'm like, "Click."
Yeah.
Because people are like, if you're in the business, you knew like what cars were on there.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny, like people calling me like, "Hey, I just seen this car listed for 5,000. You're listing it for 8,000." I'm like, "Oh, I changed the price." At that time, I was a little nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know you're not even allowed to do that. It's like cars. I didn't know that. Okay. I just knew like this guy told me, "Hey, take this car, put it up on Craigslist, take some pictures, and let's sell it."
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing was curbing cars. Which is what it's called now.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to do that. You're supposed
buying a car and then flip it right away.
You're not allowed to do that.
You have to put in your name, change
everything. Put in your
name.
Yeah. So back then we were just, flipping titles.
Gotcha.
Like we get a title, we wouldn't fill out like the release liability form.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Put some, or we'll be like, hey, you know what? I gotta put in my brother's name, but I don't have all his info, and I'll fill it out later. And then I'd fill it out with the new person's name.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
You do little things like
and
that.
Then you guys went into the auction.
Then we went into but that was later, way down the road.
Way later.
Yeah. Because I started cars when I was like 19, so I'm talking about like 3-4 years later.
Okay.
I didn't even know what auction was.
So what did you learn those 4, 5, 6 years?
I just learned how to deal with people. I would meet poor people. I would meet uber rich people. I would meet everything in between. Meeting people who are easy to negotiate. Like I could tell, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna drop you like thousands of dollars because I just know, just being on the phone with you and like, I just learned different things. So I learned a lot at that time. I learned how to sell cars to people. Like I knew like, hey, this guy's gonna pay me whatever I want, or no, this guy I already know he's gonna lowball me. I started figuring out how to read people, and that was like.
So you knew how to buy and actually sell cars.
I knew how to buy and sell.
But you never got into retail. You never like.
I never got into an actual retail dealership. No, I mean I was retailing on Craigslist. But I never got a retail dealership or financing and doing all these type of things.
Yeah. And then was this the only thing you were doing? Were you like all in on cars basically? Nothing else. You're like, hey, forget everything else.
I did some random stuff. I always buy and sell random things. Like I remember doing phones, like iPhones when they came out. I would buy and sell iPhones. I buy them on Craigslist, resell them on Craigslist.
Yeah.
I remember doing these Beats by Dre headphones. I think you remember those. God, those were good old days.
Yeah. I do.
So they weren't, they were. I didn't know what they were at the time. I just seen these Beats by Dre headphones, and I didn't know that they weren't, fully legit. So we were selling them. We were buying them for like a great price, selling them for a great price, selling them on Craigslist.
Yeah.
So
Alhamdulillah, we're doing a lot. We're doing clean.
I think you're helping really me with that. We're doing
a lot of bad business now.
We're doing a lot of funny things at that time.
Okay, that's really funny. So when I started working, when I was saying I felt guilty because like we kind of like disconnected.
Yeah.
When I started coming back, dude, I just wanted to I want to be around you. Like I knew you were doing something. I knew so I don't know. Sometimes I have this feeling where like if I feel like someone's about to blow up or something, I just want to be around it because I'm like, dude, I'm gonna learn something. I'm gonna be part of it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I remember you always being around. I think one of the reasons why is because I also had a black girlfriend at the time. So I felt like I remember you liked black girls. And I remember you just like, how'd you get her? And this and that. You always ask me questions. I remember you.
By the way, guys, I ran track like all my life. So we've been around many ethnicities. And also, Ali, growing up, he was kind of like, you weren't an average Pakistani.
Why do you say that?
No, you weren't like the average Desi guy.
Okay.
Like I don't know how, like I didn't grow up that much with Desi people.
Yeah. But
like you had like your own like swag, You're doing your own like kind of thing.
I didn't really have my own swag. I feel like Kia created my swag.
Yeah?
Like I was a nerd. The same way I would wear the same things to school every day. I had this sweatshirt that had like an ink stain on the top of my hood, and I would wear that every day.
Yeah.
And I just wore the same thing every day to school. And I remember Kia, I don't know why, she seen something in me, and she seen some type of something, and she kind of like gave me a makeover. And after that, like I feel like my life changed after I got that makeover. It was interesting. It's crazy. I didn't talk about that, but you weren't there.
Yeah,
high school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I kind of became like the nerdy kid. So I guess a cool kid. I guess a cool Pakistani kid. I don't know.
Okay, when I started working with you, were you already married at that time?
When you started working, yeah, because I got married at 21. But you started coming around at maybe a little bit earlier. You've seen Kia.
Yeah,
early on.
Because I saw him at the booth when you guys were at Pakistan Day. Yeah, I knew you were working with somebody.
Yeah.
What was it like being married at 21? Usually people now get married at 30, 32.
Yeah.
You got married young.
It was cool. I mean, I didn't know like that was an early age. I didn't know anything about that. I mean, I knew who I loved. I loved her so much, and we were together all the time.
Aw,
And
so
yeah, it just randomly happened. We just one day I picked her up, and she's like, I wanna get married. I'm like, okay.
well, nice.
And
So it came from her.
kind of. I mean, we already had talked about getting married,
Okay.
but I wanted her to convert as well.
Okay.
So she's like, oh, I'm ready to convert, and I'm ready to get married. So we got married that night.
Yeah.
Like in Islam, it's very easy. You just need like
I mean, it's easy to
a couple
get. It's easy to get married. Period. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're Muslim or not.
Yeah,
You
I
need-
guess. But in Islam, I feel like it's even easier. So we got married, and yeah, we just got married. Actually, Muzammil was the one that conducted our
Sheikh Muzammil,
nikah.
what's up?
Yeah.
Shout out to Naveed was there too,
I
right?
think we were his first and last,
Nikah.
his first and last nikah. So that was pretty cool that we did that.
Alhamdulillah. That's good. So when did she start working with you in the business?
So she started working with me when she came back from Utah. So she had gone. She went
played
to play
D1 basketball.
D1 basketball for 2 years at Weber State in
Yeah.
Utah, and that was kind of like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Us having that space.
Yeah.
Between us, me literally just working like a nonstop.
Yeah,
while she
yeah,
was
yeah,
gone.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
work all day, every day.
Yeah.
And I was gonna be on the phone with her. So like, if I would travel far, I'd be just driving,
Yeah.
talking to her for hours, just trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
I think I told you the story. Like I remember buying a car in LA, and then going to San Diego buying a car, coming back to Orange County buying a car, and then flying to San Francisco buying two cars, spending the night out there and driving back.
Yeah, yeah. Or you'd like be driving back from Utah and you'd be on the, he's like, oh, you stay awake, call my mom. Or like talk to my mom and you talk to your mom for hours, stay awake. Yeah.
I remember that.
So like I think I started working 2010. I mean, so what I remember the auction stuff, but then I was like, I basically would not beg you, but I was like, dude, okay, I want to do like more. So what else can I do? What else can I do? There was an auction in like Oxnard or something where we'd go on like Saturday or something or something like that.
It wasn't an auction. It was a car fair.
A car fair. Yeah, car fair.
Just like car fair.
I forgot what it was called, but
I forget
in the
name
Camarillo
also.
or something. It was far,
It was like
bro.
Thousand Oaks area, yeah. It was just like this random like parking lot where people would just park their cars on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think randomly I seen it once because I found a car on Craigslist and I ended up going
Yeah.
because they had it parked there. And while I was there, I was like, oh shoot, like there's all these other cars, and I ended up buying a bunch. It was in a very nice neighborhood. I mean, it was in the valley, close to Thousand Oaks, which is like a high end area.
Yeah.
And I remember buying a bunch of cars over there, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I'd go out there once a weekend, or I'd send you or one of my guys once a weekend. We'd buy cars out there.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, my goal was like, I just want to impress you, bro. I was like, hey, whatever I can do, I want to do something. Like, okay, I was never ever a good negotiator. I think I suck at negotiating.
One of the worst.
Yeah, one of the worst for sure. You know what's funny, dude? One time, this is recently, maybe like a year and a half ago, I was negotiating with someone for one of my clients. Dude, I've just realized now, car guys are some of the top negotiators in the world, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, so now even if I think I'm getting better, like, what's the book? It's a negotiation book, bro.
Yeah.
This thing dude, this guy literally, I almost cried. I literally almost cried, man. 'Cause I was like, hey, whatever, bro. Like, whatever you want is fine, And then I had to really sit back. I was like, okay, dude, I got to know who, like, these guys are, this is their profession, bro.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I was never a good negotiator, but I want to do things.
You got a lot better, though.
I got better.
A lot better.
Yeah. But there's levels to the game. There's
Levels to the game.
So, like, I try to do things like, so if it was like driving, I have to go somewhere far, do anything, like, I was just down, whatever. I was like, how can I be number one? I got to do something.
One thing I remember about Hassan, he was always down for anything.
I'm down.
And everything.
I'm down.
And I can call him at like 5 in the morning and call him at like 10 o'clock at night. Hassan would be at my house in like 10 minutes. Literally, you live 30 minutes away, but you'd be at my house in 10 minutes. I don't know how. Actually, we know how you'd be speeding and doing some crazy stuff.
I was a better driver now, alhamdulillah. But yeah, like,
We gotta tell that story.
One thing I tried to do to impress you, which you didn't know, but there was a car in like Beverly Hills or something. I don't know. It was something. It was in the hills, bro.
Okay.
And it, like you said, it flipped over or something. And the guy was selling it, got a good deal, whatever. And then you're like, so I was trying to save you money. So I was like, oh, instead of you getting a tow truck, why don't I just drive it back? What I didn't tell you was that car did not have a windshield. And I drove from Beverly Hills back to the masjid. Actually, I think I took it to the masjid because it was a Ramadan or something.
Yeah.
And I brought it, and you're like, Hassan. And I was thinking you'd be like, oh, so thanks so much for bringing it back. I brought it back. You're like, Hassan, are you an idiot? Like, you drove this without a windshield?
Yeah.
And I remember, dude, I was literally driving on the 101 to the 405. It's like blazing hot. I'm sweating. The AC doesn't work. I don't even have, I don't have anything. Like, and I didn't realize back then.
You don't have like.
I could have died.
Sunglasses, right?
Yeah, I could have died. I don't know. I don't know. It was just like, it was stupid.
Yeah, if nothing happened, I would have felt really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hassan drove pretty much, 30, 40 miles with no windshield on the freeway, which is like
Yeah, and
It's unheard of. Like,
you know
no
what I
one
think
does
about
stuff
now?
like
Because like,
that.
dude, my windshield's cracked because a rock came or something,
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what if?
Imagine,
Alhamdulillah,
yeah, a
alhamdulillah.
rock hitting you or a little pebble hitting you, you would have
Yeah,
died.
yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Even a fly hitting you would have been like
Yeah,
dangerous, I feel
yeah.
like, or
Detrimental.
something.
But yeah,
Alhamdulillah,
he was
you
not
made it
impressed
through
by
that.
that. So there's a little learning lessons there.
No,
Like,
I just knew at that point that Hassan will do anything it takes. So I was impressed. I was just
shocked. Like
very
what?
shocked, and I was
Yeah.
just like scared that you would do
Yeah.
that.
That was like one of my parents' fear of me growing up. They were very protective of me because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, Hassan's so nice. Like, he'll do anything for anybody. So,
Yeah.
my parents used to tell me is like, they would be more protective of me because they think like, if somebody asked me for something, I'd give them all my clothes.
Yeah, they think someone would take advantage.
Yeah, yeah. Which,
And honestly, I thought that too sometimes because I felt like you were just very
and to
easy.
be, yeah, to be honest, I didn't know. Like, I feel like I matured a lot later in life. Like my brain,
did,
like
for sure.
And I think I had to go through that stuff in order to like.
You were very
learn.
naive. I mean, even
Oh,
myself,
100%.
I'm very
Yeah,
naive
yeah.
as a kid, and I feel like you were just like extra naive.
Yeah.
You wanted to learn. You wanted to like just be a part of something.
Yeah.
And you would just do whatever it takes to do it.
Yeah.
And I just felt like people could easily like if
advantage,
I
for
was
sure.
a bad guy, like I feel like I could have manipulated.
100%. And
a lot of
alhamdulillah, I've
things.
had some really, really good people. Alhamdulillah, you're one of my biggest mentors. And alhamdulillah, I had good people around me that helped me become
Yeah.
a better man.
Yeah, for sure.
So there was that. And then Asif, basically, because I was such a bad driver, he would make me, anytime we would go somewhere, he's like, okay, Hassan, you're driving. So like, if we have to go in the desert or something, I would drive there, I would drive back. We'd go to San Francisco, we did a San Francisco trip, same day.
Yeah.
I would drive there, I would drive back. He's like, Hassan, don't worry, you're getting better at driving.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Yeah. I became a better driver. And yeah, there's many stories. I also want to talk about export too. I don't know when export came into the picture, but we were working. One of the story of me flipping my car was from export. But can you tell us about export? When did that happen? Or am I skipping anything in the car story?
Not really.
So I was working,
Export's
Omer was
awesome.
working, Maz was working as well.
For those that don't know, that's Hassan's brother and
Yeah.
sister. I mean, sorry, both his
Yeah,
brothers.
my older brother, my
dear
younger
sister.
brother. Yeah. Also, Ali also employed a lot of people from the community. My family, almost my whole family's worked there.
Yeah,
But we were the first.
you guys were the day ones.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, it was you three, Diego, and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
brother, and then obviously me and Kia.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
had Assault. That was like the Fab. Five,
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
That was an amazing team.
So what was it like? Like you were obviously you were just selling regular cars, buying and selling regular cars.
Yeah.
When did things start changing for you? What happened? You tell us. I need the details.
Yeah, so randomly, I think I got into export after I came back from Umrah. So this is when I was still with my partner.
Okay.
We were making money every month.
Do you remember what year this was?
This was end of 2012 or beginning of 2013.
Okay.
So I remember going for Umrah with my wife, my first vacation ever.
Yeah.
We went there, went to Pakistan, came back, found out my wife was pregnant.
Mm.
And then
You're 20,
I was 25 at this time.
25.
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
I had the kids when I was
This
26.
what year was this?
This is 2013.
13.
End of 2012, beginning of
12.
2013.
Okay. Because I remember I went to Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while I was gone, I made $0.
Oh.
I made like $400.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty much zero.
By the way, how much could you share? Like, how much were you making 21, 22, 23? Do you remember? Like 50K a year, 100K a year? Like,
I was making more than that.
Okay.
Yeah. At 21, I was doing really well.
okay.
At 21, I had saved up my first million.
Okay.
Yeah. So alhamdulillah, like I don't tell people that, but
Yeah. So
this is just for your
the only
podcast.
the only reason I want to bring this up is because I'm in the dealership space. You know
Yeah.
that. And one of the issues I've seen with a lot of people is we'll get on these demo calls, and they are, when I tell you so screwed when it comes to financials, they're living their dealership off a floor plan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I always remember, because we've always dealt with things in cash.
Yeah.
Is like, you had the money in order. Like, some people look at your success today and they're like, oh, I want to do that, or like I want to be big like them. I was like, dude, I don't think you knew what it actually took. Like, if you guys knew Ali's life in
They think it's
21,
easy.
yeah. You weren't driving anything fancy. You were living in an apartment with like
I
the
drove
whole
Toyota
family.
Highlanders every day.
We didn't have any cars.
Yeah.
And you were saving legit like every single dollar,
Yeah.
bro. So in order, like, a lot of people took shortcuts. They didn't see like what was going on in 21 and how much you were actually working
Yeah.
to do that. Like,
Yeah.
to save that much money at
Yeah.
that age. So
Yeah.
now you could deploy that cash and that capital into your business now. They only see, oh, this guy's balling out, man. Look at this. Dude, that was not 21. That was like 20, 19. We go back 12, 10 years old, 2K in your pocket. Like, it was that took you, alhamdulillah, to where you're at now. So
Yeah, for sure.
I think a lot of people skip that part. And they're like, oh, well, I can do this. It's like, It takes way more than you think.
Takes
Way more than you
takes
think.
a lot of discipline. Because, like, you know, everyone wants to dress in nice clothes. Everyone wants to buy nice things. But
Yeah.
I didn't care about that stuff. I just wanted to save. Like, literally, you guys would spend, like, you know, you would come from LA. I'd be like, oh, I only put $10 in gas. You spend 15, I get mad at you. I'm like, you spent $15 in gas? It should have been only
And
10.
by the way, we were broke at that time, man. Like, we were like, I was like, hey, I put gas in the car. I'm like, hey, with what? Like, what? Can you give us a card or something? We had no money.
Yeah.
So you came back from Umrah?
Yeah. Came back from Umrah, made no money.
Yeah.
Talked to my partner. I was like, hey, you know what? This is not going to work.
Okay.
Kind of separated ways there.
Okay.
And that's when I started doing it on my own.
Okay.
So
what was that like? Now that you don't have like somebody backing you up, or like now it's only you.
Scary. It was the scariest thing in my life. I had Kia who was pushing me to do this. My wife was just like, you know, she believed in what I was doing. She knew how hard of a worker I was. She was working in the business as well, working with me at the time. Yeah. And she's just like, hey, you know what? You know, what if you get sick? What if this and this happens? Like, you don't have anything of your own. So that's when I was like, okay, let's do it. Like, that was kind of like the sign from Allah. I feel like that, hey, you know what? You got to do your own thing. Yeah. So, especially now knowing, like, my kids were coming. Yeah. And I was just thinking, like, hey, what if I want to take a month off and, like, hang with my kids? Like, am I going to make $0? Like, that's not going to work. I didn't have any benefits or any type of, you know, I didn't have
nothing.
Anything. Yeah. So, ended up doing it on my own. I think Diego, who was working there, worked. I ended up moving to Placentia, right next to the auction. Yeah. Got this, what was it like?
Well, no. You switched from, are you going to talk about the office right now or the house?
No, I'm talking about the house. Okay, you guys started working out of my garage. My one car garage. Yeah. It was Diego, and I think Omer was the first day one they were there. Maybe it's you, I forget.
Yeah, I think Omer was. I came like after.
You came a few days.
Yeah, so the first memories I remember was, it wasn't office, it was, here, these are the cars we're looking for. If it ever comes up, like, flag the listing and let's go to it ASAP, right? And like, dude, like, our phone would shut off, bro. Like, it'd be like literally you get a notification. It's like, everyone drop what you, doesn't matter where you're going, turn around, go. Like, okay, it's in this area, just start going that way.
Yep, just start heading that way. And if you get a hold of the person or not, we're just going to head that way.
So was that, you were in that when you went to Placentia, or before you already got?
In Placentia is where I met this exporter. So I kind of knew already about the export market.
How? Like, what, did something happen and you were like, bro, what just this car?
I went to the auction. I think we had like a Toyota Highlander that we sold. It had like a couple 100,000 miles. I think we bought it for like a couple grand. And it was a random selling at the auction for like 10 grand.
It was a random car.
Random car. We just randomly had it. I seen like a bunch of Asian people just outbidding each other on it. And before that, with my ex-partner, we used to ship cars to Saudi Arabia and Dubai. I was buying like Yukons, Grand Marquis.
I remember we used to buy them for like 200,000 miles on them.
We didn't care about the miles because those cars, they lasted forever. So we just buy as many as we can. So I kind of was privy to that already. I didn't know about this Cambodia market that we later made some good money on, but I was doing the Dubai market as well, buying Lexus LX 470s, Lexus LS 430s, buying them all over the West Coast. And just bringing them here and then
JTEG, JTJG.
I memorized VIN numbers. Like, I knew
218.
Like, we would know the first 5 digits of the VIN.
JTEDD, white on tan. Game over, bro.
JTEDD was a 5-seater, 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We'd buy for $3,000, sell for like $15,000.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So how'd you find that? So you knew about it. When did you like, I'm in this market now? Like.
So when Kia was pregnant, we're living in this Placentia house. I ended up having a couple cars for sale. And I guess I was selling to like middlemen the whole time. I knew a few people, and then one day this Asian dude hits me up, randomly called me and was like, "Sali?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Come see you right now." I'm like, "Okay." Yeah. And he comes to my house. I have like probably 10 cars parked on the street, all cars that for his market.
And you were just buying these because you already knew, like, hey,
I already knew what they wanted. Okay. So I'm like just hunting these down, and he's like, "How much you want for the cars?" And I just gave him like a high price. I'm like, start high. Yeah. He's like, "Okay, you want cash, check, wire?" I'm like, "I'll take cash." Yeah. Pulls out his bag, gives me cash. He's like, "When can you give me more?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I want more cars." Yeah. I was like, "How many do you need?" He's like, "Whatever you can bring, I'll take." Yeah. I'm like, "Okay." Yeah. So that's when we just started hustling. Yeah. So by the way, was he a middleman or was he? No, he was like one of the head guys. Really? Because I thought that he was selling it to somebody else over there, or it was his thing over there. I think maybe that's what I told you guys. Okay. I don't mind. No, but he was like the head honcho. And even before I knew that, like, I didn't know he was that big until like I really, months down the road, I went to look at his operation. I'm like, bro, like, you got he's the guy. Hundreds and hundreds of cars. Like, he was the guy. How did he find you? I think everyone heard of us. Like, remember at the time, like, everyone would know about us because we were buying everywhere. We were like you guys were coming to my house at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
We were buying cars like in the East Coast.
Yeah.
And working our way down to the West Coast.
And this was before you had him as a connect because you knew they were selling.
I knew they were selling.
And where were you selling it?
I was selling it just at the auction. There's a couple other,
Yeah.
I guess, middlemen that I knew that were buying them.
Yeah.
And we were making good money, but
Yeah.
with him, it was like we were making all of it. Like we took
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
whole, the
Alhamdulillah.
whole pie. Alhamdulillah.
So I want to go back to one thing because I know you said at 21 you saved $1 million.
Yeah.
Right? So the reason I want to touch upon this is for some people, they might be like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you tell me now, how fast can you spend $1 million in the car business?
I could spend that in a day.
Yeah.
I'll go to
Less than a
auction
day.
and I spend $1 million in a day.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, can you tell us why it was so beautiful to be in this Cambodia market and what you could do with $1 million there compared to like just buying and flipping regular cars?
Yeah, because at that time, you remember, we were buying cars for $2,000-$3,000 that were
Yeah.
worth $9,000-$10,000.
Yeah, which is unheard of. Even now, like, subhanAllah, we were blessed. When I tell you, like, alhamdulillah, Ali was blessed in this, like, you know, getting this connection or like learning all these little things. Then you find this guy. It was like, even when I think back about it now, I mean, I have my own business now, but like you think about it now, it's like, dude, that's still crazy.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, like stuff works out. Allah puts stuff in your
Yeah.
your plate that you never know. I never knew I was gonna meet some random guy.
Yeah.
Who's gonna come just buy all these cars for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna start in a garage and move
Yeah.
to a 2-car garage and then get an office and
Yeah.
bring people in the community with me as well.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. And I remember, so like I was going to school at that time, so I was in Missouri, but like I was still doing cars at that point. So like
Yeah.
at that
What year
point,
did you go to Missouri?
ending of 2013, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
ending
you
of
were
2013.
okay, yeah. So you were working with me like at 2012. At beginning
Yeah.
of 2013.
I mean, we were like, so like at that point, I was like phone, like doing it on our phones, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we got into the dealer. The dealer stuff was like maybe
No, that was
way later. Okay.
Way later, yeah, because we were just like, okay, so I would see a Ferrari on the street and I see a Toyota Highlander and I'd be way infatuated by the Toyota Highlander. or the Ferrari. Yeah, like I didn't care about the Ferrari. I just wanted Toyota Highlander,
Yeah,
Lexus
yeah.
RX 300s, Lexus RX 330s.
Even now, like, so I have my Toyota Tundra, bro. It's white on tan.
Yeah.
Like, there's something there where it just makes me feel like, you know, white on tan. We used to export those too.
Yeah, we did.
So even if I see an S430 now, which I still think, like, I like a lot of used cars now because dude, those cars were tanks,
They
bro.
were.
They were tanks.
One of the best. That Lexus LS430 is probably one of the best vehicles ever built.
And can you explain to us how, or like, why did they like those cars so much? Because we were buying, they were like, the only thing they didn't want was rust, but everything else was fine. Like, it could be salvage, it could be like 300, it could be not running.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't
what was it? Like, why was it
I
so
think
hard?
'cause it was so cheap to like fix cars. Like you can do an engine swap, or they'll fix an engine in like literally one day, or they already had engines there. Like as soon as they come off the port, they change the engine in like a few hours.
Yeah.
And they'd sell it like same day, next day. I don't know how exactly it was working. I never went there, but
Yeah.
just from what they told me, like they'd sell cars like this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they
yeah.
just needed as many as possible.
Yeah.
And I think they were just durable cars. Like they
Yeah.
lasted forever. Like how many Highlanders did we buy that had 400,000 miles?
don't know.
And they were still driving like they had 20,000 miles. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they rolled the miles back. I don't know what they did on that side.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
we got the cars to them, we just knew we had to provide a certain amount of cars.
Yeah.
And till
Did
this
you have
day-
an order that you had to fill, or what? Like,
It was like a unlimited order. Yeah, like
Okay.
we knew like white, gold, silver.
yeah,
you
but
had
no,
to
I
get
mean
as
order
many as
in
possible.
the sense where like this guy would only work with certain people, right?
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't
He'll
like.
only work with like
Yeah.
top dog. Like if you brought him 2-3 cars, he won't even work with
Yeah.
you. You needed to bring him 50 cars a week.
Yeah.
Or more.
And you
for
have
him
the capital to do that.
And yeah. You have to have the capital, which is hard.
Yeah,
he's
so a lot
not,
of people can't.
he's not paying you up front. Like he didn't give people money to buy cars.
Yeah,
You would have
exactly.
to buy the cars, then he'd cash you out.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a risk on his end as
Yeah.
well. And he's dishing out all this cash. Like
Yeah.
he's spending millions a week.
Yeah. So at that time, I remember buying cars. So like one thing I want to say is I appreciate you taking a chance on me
Yeah.
and really investing in me. So like even when I used to do things, so like I used to do network marketing. I was with a company called USANA, and like you were one of the first people I signed up. You
Yeah.
became a customer. Your mom was taking vitamins.
Yeah.
So like you were down. Like I also appreciate that you appreciated my hustle
Yeah,
while I was trying to do that. And I still wasn't like fully bought in on cars, but I was like, dude, I want to make money.
And I wasn't bought into what you did, but I wanted to support you because you were making me money at the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
and you were a good kid, and you were always,
Alhamdulillah.
you're always a good kid, always around. I was like, what,
Yeah.
if I spent $20 or $100 or
Yeah.
what, I forgot what I even got.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. I think it was for my mom.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. I mean, might as well. Because I remember as a kid always going to people like, oh, I want to sell like this. I remember trying to fundraise money for basketball because I want to play basketball. And people would just shut me down. I'm like, man, I'm a kid. Like, somebody give me a break. And there's a few people that did give me a break. And I appreciate those people for, I feel like doing those little things for kids goes a long way, right?
100%, man. 100%.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I, as a boss, even when I look back, I also want to say thank you because not only like, I think that a lot of the success I have today is because you kind of let me do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I did.
And like, but you also, it's not only that, it was like, okay, hey, Hassan, like go for it. Yeah, let's see, like, dude, if this works out, like this is going to be awesome. So what you didn't know, so what I used to do is I was always, since I was young, I tried, like when I got in the cars, I wanted to figure out how I could be better or do something. Or like there has to be something more because I saw the way that it was like we have to just, this is the only way. You got to go on Craigslist, boom, you find it, right? So I was like always looking. So I was always asking people. And because I was in USANA, I used to network. So like I used to try to meet people randomly all the time. I was like,
no fear. You didn't care about rejection. You didn't care about anything. You were just,
I just wanted to make money, bro. I wanted to make money. And I was like, at that point, I also wanted to drop out of school because I was like running track and I was like, dude, I don't have to go to school. I can just make money. And my dad was like,
I think you learned that from me. And I know your parents.
Oh, my dad was like, Hassan,
they're
like, you can't do cars. It's dangerous.
I have the black girlfriend, wife. And and then, I dropped out of school. So I feel like I was maybe a negative. Yeah, maybe a negative role model.
My dad was like, "Hey, how much money did you make? Okay, how much did you spend on gas? How long were you gone for?" I was like, "Papa, it's fine. Like, it's whatever." Which he had a point. I should have been tracking that stuff, but it's fine. I knew you were going somewhere, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna be part of it." Yeah. So when before I left for Missouri, I will say this. So like, I was trying to hustle and buy cars as well. I was still new to it. One day there was a car that came up. So like, we would try to buy white, gold, and silver, right? Yeah. And there was like a red Highlander that came up and I knew, so I was like, okay, I knew you have to get there fast. You got to do this. And I was like, if I do this, I was like, what can I do to make my boss happy? It's like, cause like if I get on a good side with somebody, then they know like, okay, dude, this guy's like fully in, you know? So it came up and we were all hanging out at your house. We were doing something. Nothing was going on. It was a slow day that day. And I was like, oh dude, I'm gonna go for this. And I was like, hey, does anybody want to come? Like, and nobody wanted to come with me. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to go. It wasn't that good of a deal. And I like, at that time I was going down 91. It was stupid packed. Stupid packed. Yeah. And what I was doing is I was getting off each off ramp and going back on the on ramp. That's what I was doing the whole way. And then the one on Green River, I was going back on, and it was like when I say bumper to bumper, bros, bumper to bumper. And this is not even a good deal, bro. The car is like it wasn't going anywhere. Yeah. And I go and at that time there was like some gravel to like merge into the lane, and there was a worker truck, commercial like worker truck that got cut off. And he quickly went in the lane, and I was driving Honda Accord, and my just like the tip of the hood barely touched it. And I lost control. My car flipped over, and I was over the. It was like a bridge area over there. And dude, the way I used to drive, I used to have my seat all the way back. I had my windows down. Alhamdulillah, I was able to crawl out from the back. And oh man, it was like I remember it like to this day. As I remember going.
That you flipped the car over.
Yeah, I flipped the car. Flipped. Yeah,
you forgot about that part.
I flipped it. It was totaled, and I remember I called Ali and I was like, hey Ali, I flipped the car. So here's the thing. When we used to buy cars, we used to deal in cash all the time. We'd have a backpack, we just have cash all the time. Think about it now, is like some of the most craziest stuff ever. I called him and he's like, hey, where's the backpack with the cash? And I was like, bro. And then I remember he actually flew out of the car. It was on the side, and I picked up the bag, and then Asif picked me up. We ended up, and I was like, dude, whatever, this happened. I was like, hey Asif, can we still go to the car? Like maybe we should buy. Asif was like, dude, you need to go to the hospital. Yeah. And then we went to the car, and it was junk.
You didn't buy it, right?
It was full junk, bro.
What a bad day.
It was a bust, man. I was like, man, let me at least make something out of it. And I remember he took me to the hospital. My mom was working there, and he didn't know. It was like, Rumiati, like.
And the crazy thing is, you came back to work like the next day.
Alhamdulillah, dude, I came out without a scratch.
Your dad was not happy because that was his Honda Accord that you flipped. But like that was one thing I remember about you. You came back to work the next day. I'm like, man, this guy's like a nutcase. Like he just flipped the car. Like dude could have died. I think I went to the car deal that day, and then the next day he's back at work, still looking for cars.
I was down, bro.
And yeah, that's one thing I respected about you, and I really admired about you. You were just always ready to work. You had that hustle.
I had one scratch from me. I don't know where it went. Yeah, alhamdulillah. You know, it was fun too, because also like. I started understanding commission, bro. Yeah. Once I understood that, bro, I was like, bro.
That's where you thrived when we went commission.
Dude. And then, so there was a few things. My brain still wasn't working at that time. I was just like running in it. Like, you introduced me to Beirut, right? Okay, yeah. And I was young, bro. And you told me, like, this kid's young and he's like hustling. Yeah. And I remember I was in Missouri and I had a call with Beirut. And he was like telling me everything. He's like, oh, Hassan, do this. Like when a car comes up, do that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's rich. I don't know
Yeah.
what he's doing. He's rich. I got to do the same
Yeah.
thing. So we had an office in Missouri. I was working, Osvaldo was working, Cole was working, and you were paying a portion of the rent. So we had like a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah.
We turned the garage into an office and we would work out of there.
Yeah.
Dude, people thought I was balling in college, bro.
Yeah.
Because we'd have all these different cars. I'd be going and I'd be driving. Because at that point we were doing majority West Coast.
Yeah.
Now since I was in Missouri, like obviously there was some cars we couldn't buy, but like I remember I
We're
bought
doing
some
more
bad
East
cars.
Coast at that time. And then you had an advantage because you guys were, 3 hours ahead?
Yeah, 2 hours ahead, 2 hours.
2 hours ahead, yeah.
Yeah.
So you had, an advantage. There is an advantage being in the East Coast or the Midwest.
Yeah, yeah.
So I remember that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was making like 80, 85 grand in college. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
alhamdulillah, like I didn't realize till later. I was like, dude, it was amazing. It was amazing. So let me tell you a few things that I was doing at that time. So like that's when I was like actually really falling in love with the business, and then I realized I could like my time, I could work. I don't have to work that much.
Yeah.
But like in my head, I was like, okay, if I can get to 5 cars as fast as possible, because the way our commission structure was like, it was 150 a car.
Yeah.
And then if you get to 5, this was the cool thing. If you get to 5 cars, instead of 150 a car, now it's an extra 100. So now it's 250.
I think it was 50. I think we
or
got
extra 50, extra 50. So now it's like 200, right?
Yeah.
Then you do your next 5, so now you're at 10. Now it wasn't just like the next ones. It was like it would always.
It always go up. Your whole, all your cards, your commission. Would
Yeah.
go up.
How did you think about that? Like, how did that come about? Did you see somebody else doing that? Because I think to this day that was one of the sickest commission plans ever.
You know what? I just thought, okay, so in this situation, we were like, it was a numbers game. We needed
Yeah.
as many cars as possible. I got this dude tell me every week, like, oh, I need 50 cars. I need 100 cars. Give me as much as you can. And the only way I figured I could motivate you guys is, because like at 150 per car, yeah, that was good money at the time.
Yeah.
But I was trying to figure out a way to like push some more. Like, I didn't want you guys to be at 1 to 4 cars. I wanted you guys to get to 10, 15 cars, 20 cars. So I tried to figure out ways to incentivize you guys to push to get more. Cause it was a numbers game at that time. I wanted to be like the number one guy in the United States. I wanted everyone to know us.
Yeah.
I wanted to get as many I wanted to impress this guy. Like, I just wanted to get him as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I just was trying to figure out ways to push you guys. And that was the best way. I feel like money was the motive at that point, and
100%.
like to push you guys. And it worked. It worked. It worked for you guys, worked for me, worked for everyone involved.
Yeah.
So you would kill in commission.
Yeah.
I mean, someone who had 14 cars trying to get to 15 and trying to get to $300 versus 250. It's a big
Dude,
difference.
it's a big swing, bro.
It's a big swing. So I remember Hassan up until like midnight, because like our deal was like the
Oh
deal
yeah,
had
yeah,
to be in
exactly.
by a
Oh
certain-
my.
like it had to be in by
A certain time,
by a certain time. Like you couldn't like have a deal and like
Yeah.
finish it the next
And
day.
I was 2 hours ahead, so it was off Cali time. So dude, I'd be up till like
Hassan's
2 a.m.,
blowing
bro.
me up like, and I didn't care. I was
Yeah.
working already. Like I was
Yeah.
probably already out buying a car. Hassan like 11 o'clock. Oh, I just like 55 p.m. I just closed
Send a deposit,
this
let's
last
do this.
deal.
Yeah.
And sending me a picture of you like buying a car. So
Yeah.
it was cool, like pushing you guys to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
the extra step, right?
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of people are complacent and they're just like okay with being here, and Hassan wanted to be like right
Always,
here.
always. So we talked about commission. One thing I want to talk about is one of the reasons I started going really, really hard with Car Tracker. So this was when I was in college. So I also didn't want to work a regular job.
Yeah.
And I realized, I was like, dude, for me to run track for the rest of my life, because my coach used to tell me, my coach Kip Javern, then he's like, hey, he competed till he was 40 years old, which is unheard of. Like people usually stop in their 20s, 30s. He's like, dude, I just had a situation and I try to make my life around where I could train. So I was like, oh, dude, if I'm not tied to a job, I could spend more time training. So what I used to do every day was I had practice at like 2 o'clock. My goal every single day is I'd wake up at like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning. And like my roommates would still be sleeping. And by the way, the house we were in, it was cool. Osvaldo had his own business. He was customizing phones. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I
He had like iCustoms.
Yeah.
And then Cole, and they're all phenomenal athletes. Like
Yeah.
Osvaldo, I'm going to go camping with him this weekend. Like they're really cool. But they also hustled too.
Yeah.
So like they also respected when I would hustle. So like I would go make breakfast really quick in the morning. And then 6 a.m. my basically what would make me feel good during the week is if I already hit 5 cars,
Yeah.
then I can like, I don't have to worry about anything. Right. And like, I didn't have, my expenses were super cheap. The house that we stayed in was like $1,200. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
But what I was doing at that time was I was like, okay, I have to find a better way to buy more cars.
Yeah.
That was like my thing. I was like, there's no way. And guys, when I tell you it was a bloodbath, if you posted a Highlander, how many people would call that Highlander? If somebody posted one.
Like 15, 20 people within minutes.
Yeah, maybe I would say even hundreds, bro. Like people from all around the world are calling you, hey, I'll buy your car. Asian people, people that can't speak English, and then people would freak out.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't want to sell it anymore.
Yeah.
And at that time, we were doing dealerships at that time now too,
Yeah.
because that's when I was waking up and I would like,
Yeah.
and at that time, I believe, so I would come home in the summers and I would work too.
Yeah.
But then when I was in Missouri, I think Asif used to do dealerships. I think it was just me and Asif at that time.
It was you, Asif, and Diego, I think.
Yeah, but he would do the later shift, so like
he
it
would do
was
later
not
shift.
really that
But,
much.
Early was just like I think you and Asif, and
Yeah.
you guys were like
Yeah.
neck and neck always.
And also, dude, like, I think one of the reasons why I stood out is because I knew Asif was your brother.
Yeah.
And me and, like, just by default, Asif's going to be close to you because Asif's your brother.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I got to figure out a way to be better than this guy. I have to.
I
Like,
remember that.
you know, and it was like this, even not to this day, but like, I always, like, that was a thing. I think, and I feel like if Asif wasn't there, I think I still would have driven myself, but like, because
Not
he
as
was there.
much.
Yeah.
You're very competitive. Like,
And I
think
like
that comes
that-
from sports or whatever it is, and you're very competitive. Like if Asif had 10, you'd have to get 11.
Yeah,
If Asif
100%.
did this, you'd have to do this.
Yeah. And he was,
What
he-
did Asif do? Or like
yeah.
that was like always in your mind.
And the other thing is like Kia was super competitive.
Yeah.
And then you also like, you know, you said earlier, like, dude, like, I think, were you the number one exporter of Highlanders in the US or was there anybody bigger than you? I know there was
I
a
the
Texas
number one
company
provider. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were number.
and there was like a
number
Vegas
one.
company, but
Yeah, but they didn't. They were like nothing compared to us. I
Yeah.
mean, I can say that now. At
Yeah.
that time, I would never say that, but yeah,
Yeah.
just looking back at it, we were just like we were the top dogs for
yeah.
sure.
Okay. I want to share some crazy things that we did in the export market.
Yeah.
So at that time, I hired a mentor. I don't know if I ever told you about Simon Chan.
Yeah, of
Ever?
course, I met
Yeah,
him.
man.
Yeah.
So I spent of my own money, $5,000 to spend 8 hours with him.
Yeah.
And I went, this was like during a summer, or no, it wasn't summer. It was like during
I used
a
to tell you were crazy at the time, right?
yeah. You were like, this is great. So, and I was telling him, I said, look, man, I want to like, I'm doing cars now and I'm still doing USANA, but like this is what, and I want to say, how can I become better? How can I do more? And I told him like everything we do.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It's the most money I ever spent in my life, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I tell you and I didn't even spend $1,000, bro.
Yeah.
Like maybe like never.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're in Santa Monica, dude. And I was telling him, I was like, okay, so this is like, it's like a bloodbath online. And like, how can I buy these cars? And he's sitting there and he's like, oh, why don't you just get a data list?
Yeah.
And I was like, a data list? What do you mean
Yeah.
data list? He's like, oh, they have it. It's public information. You can find a data list and you can just call the people and like, or you can mail them. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's like, what?
Yeah.
So like that day I went back home and then I ended up going back to school. And dude, when I tell you I went crazy, bro, I went crazy. I went on this like, so I told Ellie, I was like, hey, Ellie, there's this thing. I think I can do it. I was psychology major at that time.
Yeah.
Bro, every night and every morning I was calling companies and finding out about data lists.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was in class trying to find data lists. And like I was experimenting with a bunch of different companies. And then like one day I was like, hey, Ellie, like, can we do this? And I mapped out, I don't know if you remember, I wrote it down
I
on a
remember.
sheet or something. And I
you
did
had
like,
it on a whiteboard. I
yeah,
remember.
dude, it's in my room. And the way I had my room back then is I had paper all over my
Yeah, it
walls.
was on your paper, not whiteboard. It was on your paper.
Bro, and I would write everything on there,
Yeah, I
bro.
remember.
And I remember I had to like present it to you and Kia, and Kia
Yeah.
was like, not sure. And then like after you're like, hey, Hassan, like whatever, just try it out if
Yeah,
it works.
I was
like,
always down.
Yeah.
And I always support. Like, if you had an idea, I would
Yeah.
always like fund it. I didn't have.
and that was like, you know, I know some bosses now that like they're, you know, like recent situation with Luis, I'm not gonna go into details, but like what I told him was like, hey, I want to invest in you.
Yeah.
That's what you always used to do with me. Like anything, like if I had an idea, and you also weren't like, okay, you weren't like try to pick it apart. You're like, okay, Hassan, like just do it. If it goes good,
Yeah.
good.
It is
Alhamdulillah.
what it is.
So what we did, we got data lists of people that own these cars.
Yeah.
And I had a friend from India in Missouri that made a program that could, just based off the VIN, he could do the colors.
Yeah.
So we wanted to save like every single penny we could.
Yeah.
So we would buy the data and the guy would buy the data back from us.
Scrape the list and
Yeah.
find, because we knew how to look at the color code.
Yeah.
We
So
knew-
it went through a program and it now gave you all the colors too.
Yeah.
So then we were only, okay, so yeah, we got the list. The guy bought the data back and then we found a mailing company. I think at that time it was like Premier Mail Marketing. Mario was the guy or something like that.
Mario, yeah.
And dude, at that time, I didn't even know it was marketing. I didn't even know anything about marketing at that
Yeah.
point. But it was like, we made a postcard and it said, if you own a white, gold, or silver Toyota Highlander, and we put the picture of the Highlander,
Yeah.
it said like, will be any written dealer offer or we'll give you $100.
I think it was, and it
Something
also
like-
said like we'll pay you up to 15,000.
Yeah, that's not up to
something like that.
10,000. It's like something
Something
crazy.
up to 10,000 to get someone's attention.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had a picture of their exact car. 'cause
Exact-
We were
and we're-
only going after.
So when they would
that
get it, they
color.
would see it and it would be the people that own that
Me,
car.
Yeah.
And I remember, so like, we made website. We had We Buy Highlanders, which I think
Highlander.
is still live.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys get any leads from it, but that one's still live.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but yeah.
We had Cash for
Cash for
Lexus.
Lexus.
And so we made a website, we made a tracking number.
Yeah.
And I had no, like, when I look back now, that's a full market, like full blown, like really good offer, like targeted demographic. And dude, when I tell, like, dude, we launched it. And so here's the thing with direct mail. You don't know when it gets to their house. So like when we launched it, like, I think like we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
And then one day someone called.
Yeah.
And dude, it like changed my life, man. I was like, dude,
like ready to jump off the wall. Like we're like, oh man, and the guy sold us the car so cheap.
By the way,
like, oh my god,
we spent a lot of money on that. I think I did the math like years ago. We probably spent maybe close to like 300,000, maybe like over the years with like the mail and everything. Maybe. I think I could be wrong. I think that was one of the highest grossing campaigns we did.
Yeah,
because people were giving us, dude. We would get calls, right? And Ali was saying, like, some of these cars sell for 10, 15,000. Bro, some people would call us and be like, hey, can you just pick it up? Like, could you just tow it out? And we're like, dude, what? Yeah. And my older brother, Omar, we basically would, at that time, people also didn't trust, like, now you buy cars over the phone.
Yeah.
Dude, we had to go with cash because people wanted cash.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be in person.
Yeah.
So Omer would go and we make him a route all across the country and he'd be going to people's houses, buying their cars.
So we shipped Omer out to North Carolina, South Carolina.
Florida.
Yeah, dude went for a week and his whole
Seattle.
schedule was packed.
It was
literally
nuts.
Buying cars every day, going from this place to this place to that place. He started in North Carolina, worked his way. We we strategically set up all his appointments so where he can make his way down to South Carolina.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, like how we thought of it, how we put together this. It was.
And the craziest part about that? Nobody knew about the cars we were buying because they were never for sale.
Never for sale.
Like, can you really imagine that? Like, imagine buying people's cars that were never for sale.
Yeah.
That's what I started thinking.
They
like,
weren't even thinking about it.
Yeah. So now I was like,
they thought about it, but it wasn't listed. It wasn't out there.
Yeah. So now, when people were, now we were like they already knew about us, right? And we already knew they had the car too.
We had no competition.
Yeah. And then one of the guys copied us because we didn't buy the domain of cash.
No, what happened was,
or he got one of our.
He got a bunch of our postcards.
Yeah.
And at this time, I didn't know like this guy was gonna get, a bunch of cars, because obviously there was another competitor that he would buy cars and he'd register them, so like a bunch of cars were in his name. Yeah. And we sent this dude like maybe 50 postcards to one address. Dude like just copied us. He was like, he calls us, goes through like our whole
go process to see exactly what we're doing.
Our whole process, try to learn it. But at that point, he was already too late because we had bought so many. We bought hundreds of cars.
Yeah.
Remember, like, it was pretty
honestly,
wild.
the first 3 or 4 times we did it, it was nuts, bro. It was nuts. And
I think our first campaign was the best. At the second, third campaign, we weren't as good. We still made money, but that first campaign was just like, it was.
Yeah. And also at that time, so like, I believe my setup on that was like, I'd get $200 a car from that.
Yeah.
That was the first time, like, I feel like I should have made a better deal looking back, which I'm okay with.
Should have, yeah.
It's okay. It was good. I almost made like $100K just off commissions off that.
Yeah, you made a lot of money.
But what I realized during that time was like, so when I look back at Car Trackers, I think about all these learning lessons. Like I learned leverage because I was like, oh, other people are working these deals. I get $200. Like I cannot work. I can make $1,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot. Like if I put together other systems and stuff, like it could, and I started thinking, how can I duplicate me? Like, how can I do that?
Yeah.
So then we went on a path of creating software to look for cars, and we actually ended up doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know where we found this guy.
I forget.
But we made a
Honestly, we bought a car from him, or I forgot. We did something with this guy.
Yeah.
And we ended up creating like a scraper.
Yeah. And it would basically, it was cool.
The flagging tool or whatever. Because I remember.
Yeah. I don't think we ended up doing the flagging, but
we didn't do the flagging, but I remember we did something. For those that don't know, like back in the day, Craigslist, like when there was an ad.
Yeah.
To get an ad down, there was like this little flag thing, like.
Yeah. And if you flag it enough like 15 times.
I think it was like early on, it was like 5 times. Then it became 10, then 15, then 20. But that was the way to get the ad down. So if we found an ad in like 3 minutes and we knew someone was going to find an ad a minute later, we would send it out to 10, 15 people and be like, hey, can you flag this real quick? And then the ad would come down. So then that would like eliminate all.
And we had a group. We had a group of people and it's like, okay, if we send this to you, like we'll get like.
It would eliminate all competition pretty much. So we can just, not take our time. We were still rushing to the car.
But also people would bid up the car and they like give you like all these fake prices.
I've had in the car business.
Yeah. And when you were in that market, did you ever think like, okay, this is going to go away, or were you thinking like, hey, I don't know how long it's gonna be good for, so I'm gonna go all out?
I mean, I always thought like I didn't know how long this was gonna last for, like because things change all the time. Because I remember gold was the best color, then all of a sudden white became the best color, so all the gold prices changed. And then there would be like a time where they stopped buying for like a month, like a Chinese New Year would come. And like all the the country just stops working for like 3 weeks. So I'm like, shoot, I was like collecting cars. I have a lot full of cars, and like you start panicking in that point when you have all your money in this inventory that in the United States is not worth
anything
nowhere near what you're paying. And we were paying crazy money for cars too, because we had to like we had to set boundaries, let people know like, hey, we're not going to lose a car, even if we were going to lose money. But we needed to get that car because like I just wanted to provide us. I didn't want anyone else to buy cars. Like at that point, like I couldn't sleep sometimes because I just wanted to I wanted all the cars.
And Ali was so excited when you buy the right car. When I tell you, Ali was so excited.
Oh yeah, Hassan knows.
So excited.
Yeah, I just did not want to lose the car. And at this point, like I'm young, I didn't know like. I know there's so many cars for everyone. Like, subhanAllah, like everyone can make money. And at that time, I didn't understand that part of the business. I didn't know like we all can make money. I was just like, no, I want the car. I want the car. Someone else would get it, I'd be pissed. Like it would like make me really angry. And I was just very competitive as well. And I just remember panicking a little bit when
I've seen you, by the way, I've seen Ali in straight ghost mode. I remember a time I think they either closed the market or they like changed something. And we had, I was home for the summer, and you had hundreds of cars. And now when you talk about capital being tied up, like, can you explain to us, like, if you remember the moment I was talking about, I remember vividly, there was one time where I was like, you thought you were done.
Yeah, I mean, I had all my money in cars, like, literally.
So when you say all your money, like, when you say, like, I don't have anything, like, there's no money?
No money in my bank account. I didn't have money in my bank account because we're just like a cash business, right? And I had no cash. I maybe had maybe 50 to 100 grand, which is not a lot.
Okay.
And I had everything else in cars.
Did you guys notice he said I didn't have any money?
Maybe it was 50. It wasn't a lot. To how much my whole capital was, I didn't have a lot. And I remember just like, man, I had cars here. We had cars in Savannah, Georgia. We never went to that shipping port. We had cars, throughout the United States.
And the other thing we were doing at that time is, so you know how they didn't want rusty cars? But you also were doing volume, right? So you're like, hey, even if I had more cars, it was fine. So at that time, we were also buying like everything, even off color. So like now when you're stuck, you're like, bro, I'm really stuck.
Yeah, like I could have lost more than half value. Like if I bought a car for 8, that car's worth 3,000 in the US. I could have lost 5 grand per car. It was that crazy. So you start sweating, you start cheap selling some cars. I was panicking a little bit, doing prayer every day, like inshallah, like nothing bad happens. And alhamdulillah, like, I end up working out. But like those little things scared. It was pretty scary. Like I could have lost all my money that I made. Just as quickly as we made it, I felt like we could have lost it.
100%.
And it was pretty scary. Definitely a scary time.
Can you take us through the journey of, how we've seen that picture of like, this is where Apple started, now this is where Apple is now, like this is where can you tell us all the different offices or what was your first workplace and second one?
So first workplace was that one car garage.
Yes.
When I first moved out, me and Kia finally moved out. I lived with my mom and my brother and sister, and we finally moved out, got our own place.
That was one upstairs?
No, that was before that. That was when you were working with us. You were just helping out. I was upstairs.
Okay.
And then I had moved right when we found out about the kids. We were about to have the kids like a couple months before we were born. We moved into this 3-bedroom apartment that had a one-car garage. Okay. That was attached. So that's where we built out the office there. Okay. Then after, I think it was like 6 months to a year, like, it was 4 of us, so we needed more space. So we moved into a house in Anaheim Hills that had a two-car garage.
Yeah, that was one next to Medi Kitchen.
That was one next
That was the one I super duper remember. And this is also when I realized that your wife is a hustler. Yeah. Like legit. So like, Ali's a hustler, his mom's a hustler. Akia Hunter, she's a different beast because I would go in the morning. Yeah. Dude, she's also a huge competitor. I've been an athlete all my life. Throw down on the phones, man. Also, like, so you do something, she wants to do it better.
Oh, she's going to do it better, yeah, 100%.
So that also made it, like, a very good, especially when you're in an environment where, like, dude, it's commission, people are competing.
Yeah,
like,
she was on commission as well, too, right? Like, she's competing just like you guys. Yeah. And, she's up, like, you guys are there at 5, she's there at 5. Yeah, or she might be there, 4:30, like, a little bit ahead of you guys. Like, just everyone is just, and I feel like her bringing that culture, that competitive culture as well, like really pushed everyone else to do better, right? Like, I know you and her were going at it. Yeah. You and Asif were going at it. Her and Asif would be going at it. Like everyone was just like, it was like a boiler room. Like,
I also realized some people don't like that. Like some people don't like competition. No,
they do not.
Then you want to talk. Even if you say something, they're like, yo, dude, I want to do my own thing. It's fine.
It's like, a lot of people shy away from, I guess, shy away from that.
Yeah, they don't like it. They
don't want the smoke.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. So yeah, that's when I realized that Q was like, straight hustler. Yeah, I was still a better buyer than Kia. But I started liking the dealerships though because I realized it was actually difficult. People didn't want to go through all the hoops to talk to the right person. So me and Asif ended up being the ones that were really good at it.
Yeah. I think you guys were the only ones that really capitalized on that, and it was easy. Yeah. Because these guys didn't know. The dealerships didn't know what they had.
They were like, why do you want this? Like, is this a joke?
The only reason why I got listed was because it'd go into their DMS. and it automatically get listed. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we were just gonna wholesale this, and we're
Yeah.
just like, oh no, we'll pay you
Yeah.
whatever you want for
By
it.
the way, you know when people say they buy cars sight unseen, we were buying cars. When I say sight unseen, like it's like coming soon. There's no pictures, nothing. All we see is the VIN number. Hey, just run the Carfax real quick. We're gonna put a deposit on it. That's
Yeah.
it. That was our thing. It was like, how can we do it as fast as possible? And then if we had to unwind the deal,
Yeah.
like we'll unwind the deal. If we lose
Yeah.
a deposit, it is what it is.
No, it's funny because like so many times like people will list the wrong color, and we knew the color because we
Yeah,
knew the color
yeah,
code,
yeah.
or we knew how to detect from the VIN number
Yeah.
because we had bought this software that only Toyota dealers had.
Yeah.
So we were
remember.
able to get like the exact build on the car.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
crazy how we even got.
You'd ask them the
came across
options,
that.
but you already knew, and you also knew if something was aftermarket.
We didn't even have to ask. We just were like, hey, what's the price?
Yeah.
How do we get the deal done? We'll
Yeah.
send you a wire right now.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and like people could not believe like we were just buying, and,
Yeah.
and people thought we were like scamming them.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Then we went to our first office, which was right next to the auction.
The crack house.
No, that came after. The crack house was after. So we went to the office that was right in front of Asif's old house.
Right in front of Asif's old house.
Right by the railroad tracks. The second story.
Maybe I wasn't there.
You weren't there because we were not there for that long.
Okay.
You were working in Missouri at that time, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Or you were overseas.
Yeah. I was in
You were in
Missouri.
Missouri. So yeah, we were working in this. It was like a 600 square foot office.
Yeah.
So one regret I had is we had an opportunity to get like a 3,000 square foot office that had call center, everything already
Wow.
built out. And they wanted $3,000 a month. It was $1 a square foot. It was
Wow.
in the building because they had just done construction. They had just
Yeah.
built that bridge right
Yeah,
there by
yeah.
then. And I didn't know at the time. Like
Yeah.
me, I was like, I would
Oh,
never
I know
wanna
which one
spend
you're
money.
talking about.
Yeah,
I know
you
which one.
where-
Yeah, there's like a
you were
hummus
there.
place there now, and like right across. Yeah.
Yeah, you know where it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, 3,000. It was such a good deal. And I was like, you know what? I'll just go with the $600 one. And I should have. I feel like if we went with that $3,000
Yeah.
one, our business would have been. It would have like fast. It would have
Yeah.
pushed our growth even more. But alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason. But yeah, we go into the 600 square foot
Yeah.
office.
I'll comment on that because I will say like I think because you were so into cars, you would treat everything like you would see it as a car deal, right?
Yeah.
Where like if now looking back, you're like, man, if I would have just invested in that
Yeah.
right there, probably would have been better for the business,
Probably yeah.
right? Because you can't see it as like a flip or like, oh, this is a better deal. I'm just do this instead of
I
like
wasn't thinking like
long term. Yeah.
I didn't know how to think long term. I just thought short term, like
Yeah.
$3,000 a month. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
But it makes sense. I mean, with the way your business was and what you're doing literally every single day, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that place because that time you had one office.
And I
that was,
think actually we could have got it cheaper than 3,000. I remember like they're like, oh, we'll give it to you for like 20 something hundred.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we'll just go with the $600
Yeah,
order
yeah.
phone. That's like very important in business as well. Like you don't need to, like we only had a team of like 6. We didn't
Yeah.
need a big office like that.
Yeah.
So try not. It's better not to go
Yeah.
above your means.
Which is what Ali and I always used to bump heads about. Is I would want to scale fast all the time. I was like, no,
Didn't want to
right?
become like Apple the next day. Bro.
Yeah,
Like, he
which
wanted-
has been a
is
good
good.
learning lesson for me. But
it
also
was
like
good.
sometimes
I
like
learn from you and you learn from me.
yeah. So this
So-
is good. I always went so fast that like I had to slow down.
You have to slow down for sure.
Okay, so you went there and then you went to the crack house. By the way, when I say crack house, it was a crack house.
So we ended up getting kicked out of this place. I remember there was some guys that would do like wudu they would do wudu in like the bathroom, and like some of the neighbors were like, what are they doing? Like they're putting their feet in the sink and blah blah. So we ended up getting an eviction notice. Like the guy told us like, hey, there's some guys doing some weird stuff in the bathroom and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we get kicked out of that place, and I'm just like randomly driving down one day, and I seen this like for lease sign. It was like on the other side of the railroad.
Yeah.
It's just like this ghetto house.
Yeah.
And I see this big opening. So I like drive around. Like actually drive. The only way to get there was through the side of the railroad. Like no one
Yeah.
can see this place. And I go look at it, and the guy's like, "Oh, we want like $2,000 a month." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, that's super cheap. Like I could store like 100 cars there." Remember?
Yeah.
And I think I negotiated down to like $1,200 or $1,500 a month.
Wow.
And we ended up moving there, and this place was literally a crack house. Like
It was literally when there was rats in there. It was
there
like
wasn't rats in there.
there
Maybe
was
outside.
rats in there, Ali.
Okay, we cleaned it up a little. We cleaned it. You guys didn't have to deal with the rats.
saw
We
it.
had like cats everywhere. Like it was an interesting place. And I
The
remember
bathroom
you-
was disgusting.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
we
but
we used to have fun when we were
We
there.
had a lot of fun there.
It was just like a bunch of guys, and it was like we would like be doing push-up contests, pull-ups. We'd be yelling at each other, like,
Yeah.
and we were all with our family. I was with my brother, with Amar, Diego.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we need to like take a break, we'd watch the train go by. You know.
We'd be like mess around in like the yard with like the cars, and just
Yeah.
it was cool. It was just like a fun time. Like that was probably one of the most fun times.
Yeah.
Like, that time period.
Where'd you go after that?
So then we moved to that Kramer office. That
Okay,
one
I remember
like an
Kramer.
apartment building.
That was the last office.
That's where
I was in.
like Jonna, who was your last guest,
Yeah.
he got hired
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Rosie, Nikki, all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them
yeah.
started working there.
Yeah.
And that's where we kind of shifted. We started doing a different market because the export market
Yeah.
was still doing good, but then we started learning about the local market.
Yeah, yeah. Well, before you get into local market, so I want to talk a little bit about when you were at the office that was upstairs.
Yeah.
You launched Drive By.
We launched a company called Drive By, yeah. So
Yeah.
I had a buddy that started a marketing company
Yeah.
in Utah. He ended up working with a company that that was local.
Yeah.
They would buy cars. They'd advertise on Google. So this is when I got.
Yeah.
This is when we got introduced to like PPC.
Yeah.
Pay per click.
Yeah.
Marketing, and he built out like our website. He built
Yeah.
out like our whole funnel. This first time we ever advertised.
Yeah.
First time we spent money.
Yeah.
On a way to buy cars.
Yeah, and this was
So-
2015, 16?
No, this is 20.
That'd be 20.
Maybe yeah.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
And so
It could be like 2015, 2016.
the reason why that's crazy is because now 2025,
Yeah.
right? We work with dealers for PPC. Bro, they're like, hey, does that work?
Yeah.
And like for me, I'm like, dude, are you stupid? Because
Yeah.
like I saw you guys buying cars, doing PPC like at such a young age. I was like, you guys really are asking me if marketing works? Like,
Yeah.
how was that? Like, obviously, like spending on an ad and then like getting a car or buying. Like,
I mean, it was obviously like weird at first. You're like, oh, you're spending this money. Like then we had a budget of like a few $100 a day.
yeah,
I remember the first deal we got. I don't remember what it was, but we're like, okay, that's pretty cool.
yeah,
We had like a little call center, 2 people, and then we had like a couple appraisers that would go out and buy cars.
yeah.
And yeah, it worked. It was cool. The name was like whatever. People would like make jokes like, oh, what are you gonna
Drive
come
by.
by and shoot me or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Just stupid stuff. So it was cool. It was really interesting for us to learn a whole new market because this was
Yeah.
completely different from what we were used to.
Yeah.
Before, what we were used to is like the car comes up, we're just gonna buy it no matter what.
Yeah.
This like you have to like start. You have to look at the book. We have to look at MMR. We have to look
Yeah.
at so many different things and learn.
Yeah.
It was a completely different market.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And at that time, there was one of my buddies. He's another car dealer, and I would call him for information.
Yeah.
And I felt bad just like learning something from someone without paying him something. So I'd be like, hey, anytime I buy a car and you give me the green light on it because I didn't know, I'll pay you. So I'd keep a tally and I pay him like $100 per car.
Yeah.
So we meet like once every 2 weeks and
Yeah.
we go over all the cars. Be like, oh, you make good money on this,
Yeah.
and we go over it. And like he really taught me the.
Are you guys still cool?
Yeah, we're cool.
Okay, I'm not cool.
So yeah, it was cool that he was willing to teach me, and obviously he made some money off of it. So it was
Yeah.
cool. I really appreciate
Yeah, yeah.
what he did for me, and
That's awesome. So like the reason I bring that up is because one thing I noticed, I didn't know too many people in the car game,
yeah,
but I did know a few people, and I realized that we had, alhamdulillah, because you were the way you were with your money, we were able to invest in better things. So like when we got the Kramer office, right?
Yeah.
Like we built a call center, right?
Yeah.
Like we started hiring more people,
Yeah.
systems, like these little things,
Yeah.
right? So at that time, so I would always talk to people like
Yeah.
all the time, and I was just trying to like network. Maybe I can find something. So one time on my way back from Missouri, I met this random guy on the plane. I just started talking to him because I was trying to sign him up for USANA. Like,
Yeah.
of
course.
And I started talking to him, and he told me about a company called, I don't know, he was talking about phones. He said something about phones, and he's like, voice of VoIP, and I was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? Anyways, kept his number, right?
Yeah.
But I just remember he did phones. And then like one day we were at the office and we were talking, and somehow something came up about like phone systems. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
let's call this guy.
yeah,
And I remember I called him. I was like, hey, can you talk to what my company does? He comes, and I forgot where we were sitting, but then he's like, oh, there's this company called YTEL,
okay, yeah.
right?
I remember what
And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, you can do like automatic calling. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay. And that's actually the first time we did auto dialing. Was this
yeah.
random guy that I met,
yeah,
and then he told us about YTEL.
yeah.
And YTEL, dude, like literally, it was like these little things. These
Because
little.
we had a normal voice over IP system where
Yeah.
everyone would dial out. You'd
Exactly.
click a number or dial the number out.
Exactly.
Now we had this thing I forgot what it was called. There was like a term for it. It was like something revolver. It was like a call revolver.
Oh, like round robin?
No, there was a name for it. I forget. It had something to do with like a gun.
Okay,
revolver.
gotcha.
I forget the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much it would just call a bunch of numbers and whoever answered, you jump
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
phone
yeah.
with them and try to make a deal.
Yeah, so we started auto dialing back in 2017, I
Yeah.
think, or 20.
Yeah.
Wait, the Kramer office was the one that was also upstairs, right?
Upstairs, yeah.
Then yeah, we were at that office too. Okay, another thing that I want to say thank you for is one of the reasons I was at Car Trackers for so long is because the amount of opportunity I had to learn, man. Like,
Yeah.
I was HR. I was like a call center manager.
Yeah.
I ran my own department when we were like the buying cars, and then I switched over to drive by. I had a lot of opportunities to learn and become a leader.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that
anything.
came later though. Not at Kramer.
Yeah, I was because I remember.
I thought it was on Kimberly.
No, I remember I was. Which one's Kimberly?
Kimberly was the office where we had the 2 offices on 2 buildings.
No, that's Kimberly. No, not that one. The one before that. We were doing that.
Okay,
Because I remember, like we had to put together a training system, and then I had to like train them, and I was like working with Kia.
Yeah.
And we had to make like a notebook and everything. Yeah, that was like.
I feel like you got more involved at the Kimberly, like our next office.
Yeah, even more. I mean, even more then.
That's when you started like wearing a lot of different hats.
Yeah, because I think at that time, so I was on full commission, and I was killing it, dude. I was having a lot of fun, but then
what was your best
I think
week or month?
Okay, best month, I think, and at that time I was like 24, I don't know.
Okay.
I think the biggest I had like, it was a time when I did like 25 cars in a week or in a pay period or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was a week.
Yeah, in a week. And then I had also another 15 cars. So it was like 20, I made like 20 or so K that month. And my biggest year there, I think, was like 170 or what. It was, I was making really good money.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
And then I wanted
not just that. Remember that bonus I threw out? Hassan used to always figure out ways.
I was trying to figure out how can I get more money from Ali. Like, what can I do? So like
more money or something. And I remember the bonus that you wanted. Like, I had the Rolls Royce,
which was my dream car at that point. And I was like, hey Ali, if I like beat the record, like, can I? Also, I was like, can I drive the Rolls Royce? And you're like, oh, like Hassan, if you do that, I'll let you drive it for a week.
I told you could.
And literally, he said it like not really thinking. He said that. I wrote it down, and I was like, I'll do whatever it takes. And then I remember that when I got the Rolls Royce, I put 1,000 miles on that thing in 1 week. I was driving it every single, like, and if someone's coming from LAX, I'm going to LAX. I'm going to San Diego. We're going everywhere. Picked up my cousins. I picked up my coach. I was like, dude. And then I realized when I had it, like, I couldn't drive it. So, dude, I went to go get shawarma. I was like, oh my gosh, whose Rolls Royce is that? That guy must be balling out. And I'm like, I got like $10. I'm like, but you know, I think maybe later down. But it was a fun car, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started doing other stuff. I started going and trying to get like wholesale accounts from other dealers. Like, I feel like we experiment a lot of things where like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the best use of my time.
Yeah.
But then we started a call center in the Philippines as well.
Yeah.
Found another guy. I don't know how we ended up going down that route, but I found it. That guy actually introduced me to somebody else, which introduced me to some guy in Utah. And then I forgot the guy's name, but like, then he was like, hey, you got to have these many reps. And yeah, it was a very fun time. And then also there was a time when I thought I was going to become a millionaire. I don't know if you remember, with the call centers.
Oh, with the call center.
And like buying cars and selling them to
the junk company. Yeah.
That
literally lasted maybe like a couple weeks.
Man, dude, when I tell you that was like one of the biggest L's I had to process, like that hurt my ego so bad.
You could not.
I couldn't even sleep, bro. I literally thought like we're gonna be like I was like this is it. This is it.
Yeah, it worked for like a little bit, and then I forgot.
Yeah, and then they called and they're like, hey man, everyone's like, you know, you're sending us these cars, but like they're on Craigslist. So we're like, yeah, but. Yeah, and then I had to shut it down, and I trained like 6 really good people, and I had to fire them all the same day. So I learned a lot, man. And we also, I got in a lot of meetings with like Cox Automotive, like, so I got to be around a lot of cool people. I got to work closely with Kia and you for like bigger things, training, bringing on more people, firing people. Dude, I don't know if anyone's ever fired somebody. I had to fire someone who was like 55 years old. Oh man. I was like,
was he at the call center?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. It was very, very interesting. Yeah. And also like Ali, at that time, Ali so like anytime I tried to find something, Ali would invest into my development. So at that time, by the way, we're one of the only companies that Gary Vaynerchuk wanted to invest in. Yeah. It was crazy. Literally like the whatever agreement they had, they wanted like a certain amount of percentage of profit or something like that. It was crazy. I was like, okay, yeah, just don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't have ghosted them though. I think that was.
You live and you learn. I mean, I feel like maybe there was some opportunity there where we could have done something there, but who knows?
Yeah, that's all good. So what happened with that was I went to another Gary Vee event.
Yeah.
And the guy that like, I don't know, stuck his neck out for it, he saw me. He like, I was talking to him. He's like, oh, what company you part of? I was like, oh, this company called Car Trackers. He's like, Car Trackers? You F me over, bro. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you ghosted me. I had Gary. I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. And that time I was like, hey, I shouldn't ghost people. No more ghosts. Because the reason I'd ghost is because like sometimes you had a bad deal or something or like, it was like private party car. It doesn't matter. You don't have to talk to them again. Yeah. You can't do that in like business. You can't ghost people.
You're going to end up seeing that person some way, somehow down the road.
Yeah. So I learned a lot. Like we would go like halves sometimes, like when there was like a program, I was like, hey, can't do this. I'd go, yeah, I'll go half. And we'll go. Yeah. So I learned more about marketing at that point, branding. What else did we do? You also let me, so I came back and like we hired, I mean, I look back now, it was such a bad idea. We got, by the way, we got into marketing, brand building, I think too soon. Or like it was just too early where it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
Like we hired our own videographer, a writer.
We should have kept going with that.
Yeah,
And we didn't.
it
I don't
was.
know what happened.
But you
I
know,
think COVID happened, and then we just kind of like put a plug.
no, it was about. It wasn't like it wasn't the right team, and I also like.
Maybe it wasn't the right team. But like the thing, one thing I commend you for, Hassan, is you were talking about like we were talking about doing a podcast at that. You were like,
Oh my,
"Hey, you
we
gotta do
should
a
have done
podcast."
it.
I didn't even know what a
Should've done it.
podcast was, but you were like pushing podcast. We made a few funny like commercials on
Yeah.
YouTube. It was cool. Like the things
I
that we
just-
did then.
Yeah.
I wish we would have just continued and we would have just been
Yeah.
different. But
No, yeah. I mean, like, I think it was just too early because, like, sometimes when you do something early, so I did Jumpstart, right?
yeah,
Jumpstart's way too early.
yeah,
So you're gonna get killed online either by the amount you spend to acquire a customer,
Yeah.
or people are just not gonna understand.
you're not gonna understand. Yeah.
So when we started doing that, it was too early. Like I remember we did commercials with the kids. We interviewed like a random. It was just
yeah,
way too.
you did one
early.
podcast episode too. Remember with one of the customers?
Yeah. It was- I watched it. I saw it somewhere the
I
other
think
day.
it's still on YouTube,
It's
yeah.
super cringe, but it's like
Yeah.
at that time it was just too early. So even if we did do it, it would just have to suck for a very long time, and then it would like finally catch up. Because if
Yeah.
you see some of these people that blow up, you go back, dude. They were making content from way before.
Yeah, for
and they
sure.
basically got better. They refined.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also didn't have the right.
That's
team
like
for it.
one regret that I have. I don't have regrets, but that's just one thing I wish
Yeah.
we would have just stayed on.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have been way different. And one thing I also wish we could have done is just record just some of the stuff.
Oh man, we did some crazy
was
stuff.
crazy. It was
Ali does
must-
content now, but if we were to get content from back
Oh,
then,
man, that was must-watch TV.
Yeah.
Like, I think we would. People could not believe the things we were doing. Like, we
Yeah.
had people jumping over fences, like the car. It was literally a rat race to get to
Yeah,
cars.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
way like you would call a car. Then we had another team member call with it.
by the way, you guys, Ali has so many accents that he
have
can do.
so many different
He can do
accents,
Mexican,
like-
he can do Chinese.
I
he
had
can
this
do-
Asian voice that I would always call customers with because I knew they were gonna get Asian
Yeah.
customers. So I would tell them like if I'm on the phone with them,
Yeah.
and be like, hey, look, you're gonna have a bunch of people call you. They're gonna be like Asian, this and that. They're
Yeah.
gonna offer you this much. Don't worry about them. Just we're on the way. Don't even answer.
Yeah.
And then I test them up. I call them right afterwards. I had a bunch of different phones.
Yeah.
And I'd call them and I use my Asian voice. And I'm like asking them questions. They're like, oh, I got somebody on the way. And I'd be like, oh, I'll give you $2,000 more.
Yeah.
And they already knew that this was going to happen because I already had told them that you're going to get offered more.
Yeah.
So then they're like, get out of here. You're just messing with me. And then I offer them like 5,000 more just to mess with them.
Yeah.
And we just stay on the phone as much as possible. Then I get off the phone, then you jump on the phone. Like it was so cool how we would just like control a vehicle like that.
Yeah. I will say, so one really cool thing about our company is we're Muslim. We were always trying to find a way to get better with the way that we made money. So I'm going to give an example. I'm going to be vulnerable here. Is we used to lie when we used to buy cars. Because people would be like, oh, do they know that you're a dealer? Or they ask you. And then we'd make up the story like, oh, this is for my baby or something. Like,
Yeah,
and then they say, hey, where's the baby? It's like, what's going on? Like we put in weird situations. And I remember one day I was like, hey, Ali, like we got to just start telling people the truth.
Yeah.
And then it was very scary. It's like, well, we're going to start, like, I can't tell you, like, alhamdulillah, we started buying more cars. Now we started saying like, hey, we're a company.
Yeah.
And then we started owning it, and we started owning it early. There's people today now
That's
that
so
will still
loud.
try to make a you don't have to make up a story. Just tell them, like, people
Yeah.
just want their car sold. That's
Yeah.
it. They don't care who they sell it to. There are some
Sometimes
people.
they
There are
do,
some people.
But at the end of the day, like there's too many cars out there.
Yeah.
You don't need every single car.
Yeah, and I think if you lead with the truth, it's very freeing, and it's fine. You don't have to. It's like you don't have something like weighing over your head. You know.
Yeah.
So
I understand that. I remember that like it used to bother you. Like, oh, I don't want to lie to a customer.
yeah.
And we ended up adapting that with everyone, and we're
Yeah.
just like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna start telling
Yeah.
you we're a dealer.
And now we
or
own
we're an
it.
exporter or
And
whatever it is.
I hear people now, they're like, oh, yeah. But it's like, dude, just tell them. It's like, yeah, this is the company funds. I'm buying it for my company. We buy and sell cars. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for doing that because a lot of people still can't do that.
Yeah.
Right. And now because
it was tough. It was
Yeah.
like, I'm like, Hassan, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I want to. And I remember like a couple of deals, like,
And some people still
would
would.
like click on us and be like, oh, you're just trying to make money on me.
Yeah.
And, like, people don't like when they know someone else is making money
Yeah.
for some weird reason, even though
Yeah.
someone else is gonna come and lie to you.
Yeah.
So now they're lying to you and making money on you. They prefer that.
Yeah. I think now in the car game, people are okay. Like people know, like, okay, somebody has to make money too, right?
I think more so now.
More
just 'cause
now,
of, like,
yeah.
all the content.
But like we had a really cool system because like I was a finder, right? So I would go find the car, then we had an appraiser.
We had buyers,
the appraiser would go out. So now like they talk to one person, and then they see another person, and then they're calling somebody else. So like we had a full system now, and I think the more people knew that we were a car buying service,
Yeah.
it ended up working to our favor.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it worked out. It worked out for the better.
Yeah.
Because before, like, you can't really build a brand. Like, if this guy ever has a car for sale again, they're not gonna think of you because they're like, oh, this guy just bought it for his wife or whatever. Now it's just like, oh, I sold a car to this company. Let me call him and try to sell him another car.
Yeah.
So it helped more. It did end up working out better long term.
Yeah. So if we look right now, 2025, you guys are one of the hottest guys at Manheim? Manheim? Or you sell more
Yeah, we
places?
still at Manheim. Yep.
Okay. But to get to that, make that lane, this started back in 2016, 2017. So did something happen where you were forced to get into local market because we were killing it in export,
Yeah.
right? What happened?
I mean, it kind of just disappeared. I mean, the export market was slowly dwindling away, and
Yeah.
we had to pivot. We knew how to buy and sell cars. We just didn't know this. We didn't know the local market, so it's something we had to like learn pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just started running at Manheim.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. Completely different.
Business is completely different. Like you can't go from export to wholesale like
Yeah.
local market. It's two different things.
Yeah. And you have to learn it. Like, and the reason I'm bringing this up is I say 2025 and then 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
It's 8 years,
Yeah.
right? Like you had to learn this whole thing. And people tell me, they're like, hey, we want to be like car trackers. Like they do this, they do that. It's like, hey, that's 8 years. That's not like you're just going to buy 100 cars and then you're
Yeah.
going to just run them. And like,
Yeah, it doesn't work
it
that
takes time. Like I didn't realize like building a name in the auction and having a lane takes time.
way. Yeah, and neither did I. I didn't know. Like things just worked out. Like we used to run under someone, and there was an opportunity. Like another time I went for Umrah, I came back and I
Yeah.
had an opportunity. Someone reached out to me like, "Hey, do you want to run cars at Manheim on your own name?" Because I was running under a remarketing company. There was like multiple remarketing companies that you can run under, but I wasn't building like the brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, why not? And at that time, I think I was paying like $400 per car to run under someone else.
Yeah.
That's what the sale fee all included, or $450, something crazy high.
Yeah.
And they hit me up with like, oh, we'll give you a selfie of 125. I'm like, wait, what? 125?
Mm-hmm.
And I was selling about 40 cars a week under other people. So just right there, we just saved like, what, 12 grand every
Oh,
sale.
wow.
So that was pretty big.
Yeah.
And then we started building our brand and start selling at Manheim. And people didn't know what who the car trackers were, what we were. And slowly, we just started gaining traction.
Yeah. Could you tell me a time? I know I've seen you from basically all the way up until 2020. We still worked together afterwards, but like, did you have a time in the business, either since you've been in the car business, where either you had a difficult time or you're about to give up or you're like, dude, I'm done. Like, forget this. Do you have a time where you were like, hey, I'm done, but then somehow you came back or anything like that you could share where like, maybe you thought you were done and then you're like, oh, dude,
I would say 2017 is when I had that legal issue.
Okay.
I'm sure you remember that.
Okay.
I had disappeared from the business for like a whole year.
Yeah.
So I had a situation where I got in trouble. Something stupid that I did when I was young.
Yeah.
I ended up getting caught for something dumb. Someone snitched on me. It is what it is. I got in trouble and I ended up getting in a legal issue. Had to, part of the deal was I had to be out of the car business for a year.
Oh, wow.
The hardest year of my life. Like, this is all I know.
Wow. What was that like? Like,
I was like depressed, honestly.
Yeah.
And at that time, like,
I mean, I remember very clearly, but also there's a lot of people that didn't know that you had to leave.
yeah, nobody knew.
Everyone just knew Kia is in charge.
Yeah, Kia was in charge. So Kia was, thank God Kia was running the business at that time. She did a great job. She pretty much took my role in the business.
Yeah.
Was running everything. It's pretty crazy for her to just like, she kind of was like my mom. She just stepped into this.
Yeah.
She kind of just stepped into this thing like as a lead role. And I'm in the back, obviously I'm like talking her daily. Like,
Yeah. But you couldn't really be part of the business.
I couldn't step foot at the
Couldn't
office.
go to the auction,
I couldn't go to, I was banned from Manheim auction. Like I was never allowed to go to Manheim auction again. Crazy times.
Yeah.
And I remember just, her running the business, like watching the way she developed, like from being just like this hustler to now this like business lady that is able to run a business.
And systems. I mean, we put systems in place.
Yeah, so she took a big role. My brother took a big role. You took a huge role.
Yeah.
And at that time, I'm like at home every day, like just.
Yeah. What were you thinking? Like, did you think you were done, or you're like,
I was done. I mean, obviously, when you're kicked out of the business for a year, I'm like, how am I gonna bounce back? From
and it's your passion, you know?
It's my passion. Yeah, like it's all I knew.
Yeah.
So it was just tough. And I remember like Kia getting pregnant at the time because I was just like, look, I need a baby. I needed something to keep myself busy. And I remember just being with my daughter like every day. Like I was just like the mother, I guess. Like I was just home all day, just being with her, and just she really like made me feel better. And just it was a interesting time in my life.
Yeah. This is Alia.
Alia. Yeah.
Are you closer with Alia because of that? You think? Or
I think so. Just because like I was there for everything. Like she was like the most advanced kid we had. She talked first. She walked first.
Yeah.
I mean, I was with her all the time, like literally nonstop from morning to evening. I was with her. Kia was working long hours. She'd leave at like say 6, 7 in the morning after she dropped the kids off to school.
Yeah.
Go straight to the office. You guys will be, scheming and doing so many different things. We were just we were just doing so many different things at that time. I think we had a team of like 40 people at one point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We did.
It's crazy how we had, ballooned to that amount.
Yeah. And Hamlet, during that time, I remember, I don't know if we had a meeting or something, but like we all like, I mean, I felt bad, but I know we all like, we had so much equity in our relationships where like, we were all going to like carry through. Asif, me, we all kind of stepped up and we're like, hey, let's just do this,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good when you have good relationships, you're able to like, sometimes when you're in a crunch, you can pull into them and people come through.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for you. I remember I used to talk to you a lot during that time. And it was tough. How did you get through that? Because obviously I know it was banned, but then like also coming back and like your name is tarnished.
Yeah,
like,
I had a bad name, I guess. Like you could say like people didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of rumors and this and that. So, yeah, it was different. Like, I had to build that trust back with people.
Yeah.
And it was hard. It was tough. It was like, it hurt my ego. Like, everyone has, like, some type of little ego.
Yeah.
I felt like my ego was bruised and, it's pretty much like you're starting from scratch again. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you're just starting over.
Yeah.
That was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
Probably one of the toughest lessons in my life for sure.
Is there a tough business lesson you learned through business? Maybe something happened in business. I know what you just shared was like you were out of the business, then you came back. Is there anything that ever happened in the business where it either shocked you or you're like, I can't believe this happened, but because this happened, like, now I do this way?
That was
yeah. What did you change after that?
The way I conduct business. Yeah. I mean, whatever I took part of it in that time was something stupid. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I just learned my lesson. Not to do that ever again.
Yeah.
Just not to be stupid.
Yeah.
I think when sometimes you just get a little greedy or whatever it is, like greed is, it's a real thing.
It's from the devil, man. It's from the devil.
It's
like
a real thing.
I can't harp on enough of like, there's so much money to be made. Being in the dealership space or being in car space,
for sure.
Bro, people are making money on junk. People are making money on insurance. People are making money on warranties. People are making money on car audio. Like there's so many
marketing,
things.
on sales, on anything.
Yeah. And people think there's like, that's one of the reasons I left. So in 2020, when I left, I went out of the car because I just hated the culture of it.
Yeah.
And I hated the greed in it.
Yeah.
I got turned off by the industry. And why do you think that is? And okay, I want to bring something up. Why is it that people fight so much in the business? And it's people that are close. I see this, I see this in the Daisy people. They all fight. They all say one thing to your face. They say something behind your back, Like, and I'm saying everybody, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Is there a mindset? Because, like, for instance, like some people, they'll be like, oh, well, like, he's not someone good to deal with, or like this. Like, but I see, like, sometimes, like, you guys will make good deals sometimes, and other deals, like, oh, don't deal with them. Let me just tell you, I feel like it comes from, like, greed and also a scarcity mindset. Like, Islamically, I feel like if you have, like, there's more than enough to go around, everyone has their own risk, like, you're going to get what's yours, right?
Sure.
But when you try
100%.
forcing it, that's when I feel like this stuff happens. Can you talk a little bit about why people beef? Do you beef? What's that like?
Greed is the main thing.
Yeah.
Greed. People always want more.
Yeah.
It's just like we're programmed as human beings to always want more and more and more.
Yeah.
I think just jealousy as well. People are always jealous of other people. Like they don't want anything good for others. So I've seen situations where someone rather lose money on a car than let someone else make money. Like it's weird.
Like, I mean, you said you were like that when you were younger. Where you're like, it was only me. I wanted to do it, right?
Yeah. It's like competitiveness, jealousy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like. I wasn't jealous of other people. I just didn't want anyone else to get a car.
Yeah.
I don't feel like,
it's a mix. Like
it's a mix, I guess.
Meaning, but they could, like, if you look back, like they should be able to right? It's not, we don't lose. If maybe we don't get the car, but we don't actually lose.
We don't lose.
It's fine.
Yeah. And I think I learned that early on.
Yeah.
I learned that pretty quickly.
Do you still get in those situations? I know you work with a bunch of dealers across the country now.
Yeah.
Like where they're like, oh man, because I see it now. People like, they're like, oh, let me make money on this deal. You always make money on me. Like, like, is it now more fun in games, or do you still have those situations where like somebody's upset at you, or they're like, yo, dude, you screwed me over, or like, do you ever have?
No, I mean, I'm good with people.
Yeah.
Now. Like,
I'm saying, like, does that still happen, or do you see that, or now are you like, how do you see it now, where because you have a reputation now as well, right?
Yeah.
When you're in those deals, do you look at it differently? We're like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, if you want to win, how much do you want to make? Like, what is it like?
Yeah, I always try to work with people. I mean, like in situations where like a deal will come up, I'll be like, hey, let's just buy it together. We'll split the deal.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, just you take the car, I'll take the next one.
Yeah.
Learning how to like just work with other people goes a long way.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for the industry, especially because I know a lot of dealers follow you? Any advice for people that have the scarcity mindset, or they like do get jealous, or they do get greedy? Like anything that you would tell them to like switch their mindset?
At the end of the day, it's just a car, guys. Like there's so many cars out there. I mean, I can pass this car to you, and the next deal I might even get a better deal. I've seen that happen. Like I've given someone a deal, they're so happy about it, and the next deal they let me buy it.
Yeah.
And it was a good deal, and ends up working out better for me. Like it was better than the deal I gave you.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you that, but like it ends up working out that way, right? So there's too many cars.
Yeah.
There's too many cars out there.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't have that mindset that, oh, I lost this deal and like harp over it. Just get over it and
there's more than enough for everybody.
How many people do we know that are in the car business?
So many.
And
so many.
You know, subhanAllah, like they're all making money.
Yeah.
Everyone's making money, I think.
So one car is not going to kill you.
Yeah, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to really do anything.
Yeah.
So, and like all my friends now, a lot of my friends are car dealers, and we're all cool. We play basketball together. You know, we hang out together. And we do business together sometimes. Sometimes we don't, but it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, you know, everyone's making money for their family. Yeah. And I'm not like, it doesn't come from me. It doesn't come from them. It comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. Like, that's the main thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I need to clear the record here. So a lot of people think that you fired me.
Yeah.
Did you fire me?
I did not fire
you. Did not fire me?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about this because I know.
Yeah. Who's the first person? The only person the first person I fired was Amar, actually.
Amar, yeah.
Remember, I fired him, and I hired him back the next day.
No way.
Because I felt so bad. I forgot he did something so. I remember Amar, like with his hoop dreams, like he thought he was gonna make the NBA, and even up until like 18, 19 years old, I remember just dealing with him. And Amar is like one of my favorite guys. I mean, he's been working with us since.
Amar's grown a lot in the industry. He's he's a very polished buyer now.
Oh yeah, the dude used to like. I remember so funny, you did a skit at his Fendi or his wedding, and I remember you were whining the whole time, and I'm like, man, why is Hassan whining during this performance? Yeah. And I remember calling you later, like, oh, the performance was good, but it would have been way better if you didn't whine. And you're like, oh yeah, you don't remember Amar whining? And I was like, oh shoot, I forgot Amar used to whine all the time. He'd be talking to someone, he'd be whining like, oh, I take this much money, and like he'd be trying to like get people to come down by whining, and I'm like, Amar, you can't do that, like. And now when I see Amar do a deal, I'm like, whoa.
Amar's good, man. He's really good.
He's one of my best. He's like one of the best guys that I've seen do a car deal. Yeah. Dude's able to multitask, do multiple deals at a time. Yeah. And hats off to him. He's a great kid. He just got married. He's not a kid anymore.
Yeah, he's not a kid. Yeah.
Now he's a man.
Yeah. So, okay, so we're going to rewind. So, like 2019, 2020, right? So, I was with you guys pretty intimately. Like, we were really working on the business a lot. Yeah. And, like, so a few things you didn't know that was going on at that time. So, like, I mean, you knew I was memorizing Quran at that time. Yeah. At that time, the stress level, so, like, working with Kia, I know Kia's going to watch this, like, Kia's a different level. Yeah. Is different level. And I respect it. Like, she'll get the best out of you.
Yeah, for sure.
We used to butt heads a lot.
I'm sure.
Because I think at that time it switched where you were out of the business. Yeah. I had to work with Kia more. And it was actually good. Yeah. It was good. But I think, like, she's an A player. I'm an A player. Like, we're all so, like, as we were growing, it was like, it was getting more difficult to work with her. And I love you guys. Like, so I started noticing that, right? That was one thing I noticed. The other thing was, like, the stress level of the business it was getting high. I was memorizing Quran at that time. Yeah. Dude, I was forgetting my Quran. So, like, I started worrying more, and I was like, alhamdulillah, I've got to this point in my life at that time, I was like, it was just money. Like, I have skills, I have sales skills. I can go make money anywhere. Yeah. Even if it's not the end of the world if I stop making money. Yeah. Like, it's not. So, like, I started getting concerned about that. And the other thing is, like, I remember, like, so, like, I had no other plan in my life. I was like, dude, car trackers all the way. We're going to take this to the moon. And I remember that time Jono left, like, a few years ago, and I was always watching him. I was like, dude, this guy did his own thing. So, whatever. At that time, I was also learning about branding, marketing. I remember, like you said, like, we didn't end up going the marketing route that we wanted to, which is fine. Before COVID rolled around, I was, like, researching, like, I wanted to learn more about marketing. And I learned about this guy named Jason Capital, where you can, like, if you're good at sales, you can find people that know how to do marketing and you can, like, sell it. And I was like, it's called white labeling. And I was like, oh my gosh, white labeling, this is crazy. Yeah. And at that time, I already set up my LLC. Yeah. So I was getting paid as a S Corp or whatever, right? Yeah. So that was already set up. So I was like, oh, I'm going to sell this merch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do these personal development events, all this stuff. And it was on my wall every single day. Yeah. So every day before work, I would be looking at that. It was making me go crazy. Yeah. Like, it was really eating at me. And I remember if we go back even more, you probably don't remember this conversation, but I was like, I don't know, this is like 2014, 2015. I randomly called you one time. So, like, when we talk about loyalty, I never wanted to go anywhere else. There was people that offered me more money to go other places. I'm sure. And I said no. Yeah. And I was like, but at that time, I was like, no, this is who I'm with. I don't care if you gave me more money. I'm staying here. This is awesome, right? Like, I knew, like, long term, that's what I was going to do. But I remember I called you one time.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was just like testing you because
Okay.
I was listening to a podcast where I was like, oh, you're going to find your true colors of somebody if they want what's best for you or not.
Yeah.
And I called you and I was like, hey, you know, what would you do like if I like if I was making like 20K profit a month? And you were like, Hassan, like that would be stupid if you didn't leave. And you and I did like, I'd be so happy for you if you did that. And it was a random conversation that stuck with me like that whole time I was there.
Yeah.
This is very random.
Yeah.
During COVID, like a very scary time.
Yeah.
Right. We're letting go of people and it was like,
You're talking about like right in the beginning of COVID.
yeah, it was like March.
March, yep.
Yeah. And at that time, like, dude, it was difficult, man. Like,
Yeah.
dude, before I called you guys, dude, I was crying my eyes out for like hours, bro. I was like, dude, it was like a breakup. It was very difficult for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, how am I going to tell Ali this? Like, I've been working with Kia, Zakian, Yasif. Like, you guys are like family. Like obviously I have my family, but it was very difficult. I was like, wait, am I actually going to do this? Like, and alhamdulillah, that call, it went good. It was very difficult. My voice was cracking. I was like, hey, like, I don't know how to say this, but like, I think it's time for me to go. And I remember Kia didn't say one word on that call.
Yeah.
And I was actually closer with Kia because I just work with her so much.
You work with her more than me.
And I was like heartbroken. Yeah. And then, but at the same time, you're like, oh, Hassan, it is what it is. Like, I'm happy for you. Like, you're gonna go do your thing. It sucks, but like, but yeah, that was like probably one of the scariest times because it was also during COVID. Yeah. Everything shut down.
Okay, so COVID was so scary. We had this is when we had just invested in Salesforce, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We spent like maybe like
50,000,
maybe more. I think almost 100 grand.
No, more because we had like that other team that you had to hire to bring on.
Yeah, so we spent all this money.
Yeah.
And then the week we're supposed to launch, COVID happens. Like literally everything gets shut down. You can't go to the office. Yeah. And we're a staff of like 40 people. I'm like, well, what the heck is going on? Yeah. And I remember having this discussion with you, and you're like, oh, what are you going to do with everyone? And I'm like, we're going to have to like furlough everyone. Like, we got to get rid of people. Like, I can't just continue to pay this. And like, business was completely done. Like, for people that don't understand, like, Mannheim Auction closed down. They closed their doors and were like, hey, we're done. Yeah. We're done for however long. And so we got rid of, I think we got rid of, what, 30-something people? Yeah. We went down to like a team of like 6 people.
During that time, I felt like...
And I think that hit you hard too.
Dude, it hurt so bad because people were calling me. People. And like, I felt like you guys panicked, but everyone's panicking, right? Yeah, everyone was panicking. But I was really upset. And at that time, like...
I felt like that kind of like pushed you...
Nobody called me.
Yeah.
And then they're calling me and they're like, hey, I just let go, Hassan, what do I do? And I was like, whoa. And then I was like, dude...
I know you were mad about that.
It was
understood.
It hurt, man. It hurt. And then I felt like I was like in the dark for a lot of things. Yeah. I realized like, dude, I wasn't an owner. Like you guys were making the decision you felt were right at that time. Yeah. And it was just a very interesting time. Even the way, if I think about how I used to think back then during COVID, dude, the world was upside down.
It was
right?
scary times.
And yeah, that hurt me, dude, because people were calling me and I didn't know what to say. Like, you know, and then I was like, well, I'm not with them right now. Like, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was a weird time. And I know that hit you. And I think that kind of like helped you make your decision better because like you felt some type of way about that situation.
And also, I think at that time, it was kind of now or never thing. Where I was like, if I don't do this, like maybe like, I don't know of a better time or a worse time. Like, I don't think there's ever in life, like there's never going to be a perfect time to do something. Yeah. Right? And, you know, what I ended up doing is I stopped working. I finished memorizing. I didn't do anything. Yeah. And then I got into marketing.
Yeah, and just so you know, I don't think I ever told you this, but like I had mixed emotions at the time. Obviously, I didn't want you to leave.
Yeah, I know. You know, we spoke about it. It's like water on the bridge. Like there was a lot.
I didn't want you to leave. Yeah, and then I was kind of okay with you leaving as well because I knew you wanted to do more. Yeah, like it was an expense off of our books. Because I was scared. Like, man, I have a salary for Hassan. I'm not making any money. Like I was panicking. Like you kind of just like. Yeah. I mean, it was worked out.
It was difficult too because I wasn't commissioned anymore. I was on salary. Right. I was also making half of what I used to make. So it was also like a big hit for me. Yeah. And then also I could understand where it's like, because the position I was in, it was like a growth role of like trying to grow. It didn't make sense, you know? And even at that time we were bumping heads of like, yo, Hassan, what are you doing? Shows like every day. Yeah. I felt like I was being treated like an employee and like, there's a lot of things, you know, it is what it is. But the one thing that I'm happy about, and I still tell people to this day is like, if I stayed longer, I love you guys. Yeah. If I stayed longer, I didn't want to start hating you. Yeah. Like if I started having bad feelings towards you, and dude, Ali and I have bumped heads like no other. Like he's gone off of me on the phone, texting, even after like we would always like get in fights. Yeah. It is what it is. Like for the most part, we're cool, right? Yeah. He wins a lot of the negotiations, everything. And I've messed up on a lot of things as well. Yeah. But I know if I stayed, if I was working with you guys and then started having resentment, I feel like that would be, I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Right. And I had to say, like, that was a huge growing moment in my life.
Yeah.
I feel like if that didn't happen, it was good. I think it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember, like, I legit remember Kia didn't talk to me at all. I think it hurt her maybe more.
I think so. 'Cause you guys there's so much you guys were working on.
Yeah, yeah. And I left. I didn't leave at. Yeah.
You know, you're like her right hand.
I didn't leave at a good time. Like, it was never going to be a good time.
It was a tough time.
It was never going to be a good time.
Definitely a tough time because like we didn't know what was going to happen.
But you know, even sharing that story, like I made that decision because I was comfortable knowing that. I mean, I didn't know what you were going to say on that call, but I also, because of the past, I knew that like not that you wanted me to leave, but you're okay with me leaving. It's just like. You know what I'm saying?
Okay
like,
with it, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't own you. Like, I can't make you stay.
Yeah,
but I was happy for you too.
Yeah.
But I was also mad. It was just like I had mixed emotions. Like, I was like, I didn't tell you one time. Like, no, Hassan, don't do it. Like, I never one time did I say that. I just like he made his decision. Yeah. Like, and I kind of already felt something maybe a little bit, but not really. It was kind of like from left field. Like, it was out of nowhere.
No, it was because we weren't. There was nothing.
It was like a random call. Yeah, I remember getting that call.
Doing anything is like. What is just everything? So like, what else were we gonna do?
I had no idea.
Can't buy cars. Like everything was stopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I see other people where they're like their boss will get upset at them, like, "Oh, how could you do this to me? That's not right." But like, dude, that like messes people up.
Me in the back.
Especially think about it. You spend that much time with somebody, right? Yes, we work together, but like, we're family friends for 25 plus years, right?
Yeah.
So like, imagine if you're like, "Oh, forget you, Hassan. I can't believe you. How could you do this to me?" Like, dude, that would hurt even more. You know. So, alhamdulillah, it was good. And I think, like, it's water on the bridge now. It's good.
Yeah.
I was doing good. I'm doing good. Alhamdulillah, it's been fun. What's Car Trackers been like since 2020? Because you guys have now evolved. So, like, one of the reasons I want to do the podcast with you is, like, people see you online. But I saw you before you were online. Yeah. And there's so much more to than just you doing these deals. Like, I've always looked up to you because you're also a practitioner in it. Meaning, like, when it comes to buying cars, like, I remember coming back from Palm Springs with all the guys, and we're like, "Oh, Ali, call this car," and like, dude, you like the guy's like, "Oh, I'm not taking less than like whatever 60,000." You're like, "Oh yeah, can you take like 45?" Yeah, and it was like you were like, I've always respected that about you, that you were always about that life.
Yeah.
How has that been like?
So literally like a month or like 3 weeks after you left. Yeah, we have our small team. We're like a team of like under 10 people. Yeah. We start having like the best years of our life. Like I thought X4 was the best. Like this was like X4 on steroids.
And you know what? I couldn't come back either. And I knew you guys were killing it, man. Once I knew I left, by the way, when I knew I left, I was like, there's no going back at this point. I know I could go back.
We talked about it a couple times. Remember, you're like, I'm thinking about just buying some cars. Yeah. I think you knew like what we were doing. I think you heard, like,
I know. But it was also like, it was my ego too. It was like, I could do
everyone
it.
has it,
But I also know, like, if not that I want, but like if it's not like the doors are closed.
If we ever reconnect, I would love to do business with you again.
Yeah. Honestly, like I told myself in marketing, I said 10 years. 10 years, if I fail flat on my face, I'm okay. Yeah. But like I want to at least, like, you think about how long it took you. Yeah. I see that, and I'm like, dude, if I just give myself time, I could make something big,
time for
right?
Sure.
You, not only do you feed your family, you feed other families, you feed the community, like, and I'm like, okay, dude, if I just take some time, be patient with it, it's gonna work out. Instead of like, okay, now let me just go get a job. I know I could always get a job somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are killing it during COVID.
Alhamdulillah, it was our best years.
Yeah. Like you said, better than export.
It was better than export.
What did you find out then? Because everyone was so scared during that time. When were you like, oh, dude, no?
So we started running on a platform called CarWave. Okay. It was still new at the time. Yeah. It used to be called My Fresh Trades. They rebranded to CarWave. And they're pretty much coming to our lot, inspecting our cars. And I don't know, the market just went bananas. Like it was like right when they came out with like the stimulus checks.
Okay, yeah.
PPP. And I didn't know like that was gonna me at that time, I didn't know like the government giving all these people free money was gonna translate to people going crazy and spending. I had no idea. Yeah. I never paid attention to that. I didn't finish school, so I didn't learn these type of things. So first time I'm like learning, whoa, like what is going on? Cars that wanted like 10,000, they're bringing like 14,000. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like all of a sudden, people went from not buying cars for weeks. Literally, you couldn't give a car away. Yeah. To now people fighting over cars. Yeah. It was like the craziest thing. Like, and we could literally buy any car and make money on it. It was as long as it had 4 wheels and it drove. Wow. We were gonna make money. Wow. So, and at that time we transitioned. So the whole time we had 40 people because we had like 20 something appraisers all over Southern California, Northern California. We had people everywhere. Yeah. We went away from that. Yeah. Because we didn't have people, go out anymore. Like nobody wanted to meet. It was like the weird thing. Like
Yeah.
everyone was wearing a mask. Like if you were doing a deal, you're doing it like this far
Yeah,
away
yeah,
from each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
So we're like, you know what? Let's just like, why can't we just do it on FaceTime? So I remember just going in the office and I was like, let me try this. I called one of the leads.
Yeah.
I get on the phone. I was like, hey, can we jump on a video call? Do you have an iPhone? They're like, yeah.
Yeah.
We jump on an iPhone. They're looking at me. I'm looking at them. No mask. Like,
Yeah.
everything is cool. We're joking. I look
Yeah.
at the car. I'm like, okay, I want it. And they're like, okay, are you going to come get it? I'm like, no, I'm just going to send a tow truck to pick it up.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to send a tow truck to pick it up. I mean,
Yeah.
I like what I see and
Yeah.
I'll send you a wire and let's do it.
Yeah.
And we did a first deal. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We did it again. I call another person. Did another deal. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Like I just bought 2 cars in maybe 1 hour.
Yeah.
And usually it would take an appraiser maybe 3 hours to buy 2 cars because they're driving the they're driving to Lake Forest or they're blind and they're driving here or there. I just bought 2 cars and I didn't have to leave my chair.
Yeah.
And that's when our business just...
And that was amazing because now your overhead went down. You realize like, oh wait,
went down
I don't need...
tremendously.
Like sometimes people are like, I need to make more money to make more money, but you can actually save more money to make more money.
Yeah.
So now you're like, oh shoot, I don't need this part of my business. Like I could do this.
I just eliminated the whole appraiser part of my business.
Yeah.
The people, I eliminated all the... Like, remember how many of our people would get in accidents and this and that, all that risk? I just took away all risk pretty much.
I mean, I knew because my uncle insures them.
Yeah. It's pretty tough. I get a lot of calls from your uncle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy.
Can you speak on this? Because I work with a lot of dealers, and there's a lot of dealers that follow you.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I don't work with a lot of dealers, franchise dealers, is because when they say, I ask them like, hey, what's your car buying process? Oh, like we'll get the lead and then we have them come to the dealership. I was like, you have them come to the dealership?
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I first started working with dealers again, I was like, oh, you got to have appraisers, right?
Yeah.
Bro, dealers are like, they only will make the deal if they're in person. Bro, people are buying sight unseen over the phone, not even doing, I know you guys are doing FaceTime calls.
Yeah.
Dude, some people, they're not even getting pictures, bro. They're just buying the car.
Yeah.
What is your advice to dealers of like stuck in this old way? Like you guys are buying cars on FaceTime, not even seeing the people. You're just sending a tow truck.
Yeah.
How can they break away from this like old school way of buying cars?
It's tough. It's tough to get away from something you're not used to. Even for us, like it was weird. Like I wasn't comfortable for everyone doing it. Like I did it first, and I seen it working. I also started doing it, and then Amar started doing it. And Amar has our record. We just looked at Amar bought 40 cars in 1 week.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Wow.
I did not know he did that much. I was like looking at Salesforce and looking at like the last few years, and he bought like 40 cars in a week. It was crazy. He has the record. So like. I'm like, man, this kid Amar, he just started getting good.
Yeah.
And like for him to be able to buy 40 cars, like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to take the risk in that situation.
And I think that's what people are scared of. They're like, well, I need to see the car. I need to put my hands on it. I need to walk it. It's like, dude, you can do it virtually.
There's certain cars, like I would tell my guys, like if it's 3 years or, 3 years old or newer, we don't have to really do a test drive because it's under warranty. Like if it has a certain amount of miles, you don't got to do a test drive. Just look at the car, do a walk around, and then we're good to go. As long as it's under warranty, we're covered.
Yeah.
So there's like little things I would teach the guys what to listen for. Like you just have to know. It's the same thing. It's just the only difference is you're on a phone. Yeah. So like you need to listen to engine. You tell the guy, hey, put your phone next to the engine. Go to the car, rev on the engine. Like you could do all the same things. You just have to be able to like improvise, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like people are just scared of that. They're not used to change. Nobody likes change, right?
Yeah.
It's the toughest thing.
Yeah.
So you just
gotta try it. You gotta do it a few times.
Take a few risks.
Yeah.
And what's the max you're gonna lose? You're not gonna lose. Like you buy a car for 10,000, you're not gonna lose 10,000 unless the car gets stolen.
You guys lose money at the auction all the time.
We lose money at the auction. Yeah, it's part of the business.
You guys are buying overpriced cars at the auction all the time too. Like, come on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there any so one thing I want to talk about before I forget is something big is coming to Car Trackers. I don't know if it's gonna be under Car Trackers, but the system that you guys have built for over a decade now.
Yeah.
What's going on? Are you able to tell us what's about to happen or what you guys been working on?
Yeah, so we've been working with technology now for the last, I don't know. It's
over a decade.
What was it? Help desk?
My help desk, yeah.
Whatever it was.
Bro,
yeah,
we were with, what was the other one?
M help desk, yeah.
M help desk.
Yeah, it was cool. It introduced us to technology. It wasn't the best. Yeah, but it was cool. Like
Fee, what's his name? Fee?
I forget.
Oh, I forget.
But whatever it was, like it was cool. It helped us like learn that we don't got to use Google Sheets anymore. We don't got to use like these old school ways of tracking our cars and being able to like buy cars that way. So we built the system through Salesforce. We've been perfecting it for the last 5-6 years. Yeah. And now we're just like, hey, why not just offer this to other people? Like, what we've built out is so powerful. Like, My kids, you've seen my kids buy
Yeah.
cars. They're
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to buy a car from start to finish through our process. Crazy. Like a 11-year-old kid can buy a
Yeah.
car. So why can't a grown up or anyone else? Like we hire people.
Yeah.
So for instance, I have this kid named Hamza. I hired him. He would
Yeah.
drive me around. I was like, I need a driver. Like I go to the auction. I wanted
Yeah.
someone to just be with me, an assistant. So I hired this kid who'd just be hanging out with me all the time. Kid is very green. Never worked a job in his
Yeah.
life. Just the sweetest kid. Just very green.
Yeah.
Doing whatever. I need him to go run some errands, go pick up some food, do this, do that. He would do
Yeah.
everything for me. And just, meanwhile, he's like asking me questions nonstop. Always like wanting to learn, or like, he hears me doing car deals. He's just like
Yeah.
just listening to me and learning from me. And, he's only making like minimum or a little over minimum, not
Yeah.
making much. And, we put him an opportunity to buy cars for us. And, he worked with Kia for a week, learned our process. And dude now is buying like 20 cars in a week.
Wow.
And it's only been like 2 months.
Wow.
And he's 19 years old. He just turned 20.
Amazing.
And, this kid went from making $15 an hour to now he's making like $2,000 in a week.
Wow.
Which
That's
is
amazing.
a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a kid that's 20. I remember I told you someone taught me how to.
Yeah. Full
Like when
circle.
you think about these things, like full circle. Like his uncle taught me
Yeah.
how to use my hands and how to do
Yeah.
something in the car business. Now I'm teaching his son how to buy cars.
Wow.
And he's gonna be a monster. He
Yeah.
knows nothing about cars.
Yeah.
Dude, like
I don't know anything about cars.
I messaged him yesterday and I was like, "Hey, did you end up buying that Mustang?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I got it." And he sent me a picture of a Camaro. I'm like, "You dodo, that's some Camaro." I asked you about the Mustang.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, sorry, so
Yeah.
busy." He bought 8 cars yesterday.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, bought 8 cars in one day.
Yeah, that's
Just
amazing.
off our process.
That's amazing.
Like it's so simple. Like we've built like AI calling. So now we have AI.
Yeah.
We got rid of our Philippine call center. We
Yeah.
had a call center more than 10 people.
Yeah.
We don't have a call center anymore. So
Wow.
our AI that we deployed
Yeah.
started about 2 months ago. First week, bought 6 cars.
Yeah.
Booked 6 appointments and we bought those cars. Our best week was 40.
Wow. AI, no people.
No people.
Wow, that's
Just
amazing.
AI. And we just launched our texting.
Okay.
So now we have AI texting. So we're going to
Amazing.
see how well that does.
Amazing.
So yeah, we pretty much started. We're building our own CRM, our own DMS. So for people that know, a DMS is like a dealer management system.
Yeah.
We're able to track our inventory. We're able to do everything.
Yeah.
You're able to do everything you want in one system. So
Wow.
right now in the car business, there's so many different solutions. There's
Yeah.
you got to buy a CRM from this company. You got to buy a DMS from Cox Automotive.
Yeah.
You got to buy
a pricing tool from
from blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's so many different tools out there, and nothing is linked together. Nothing syncs together. I mean,
Yeah.
there is some, but you're paying crazy amount, and it's still not what we've built out. Like
Yeah.
this is built by like a car dealer.
And dealers that have been in the game in that.
Been in the game, seen it all.
Is this going to be a vehicle acquisition CRM? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
hearing correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How will it benefit a dealer?
Whatever it is.
Facebook ads, anything.
Facebook ads. Like
If you're buying cars,
if you're buying cars, this
Yeah.
is the greatest tool
yeah.
in the market. There's nothing out there, and we've gone together NADA.
Yeah.
We've been NADA.
Oh man, yeah,
and
there's
we've
nothing.
gone through all these
Yeah.
trash.
And everything we
CRM.
say no to, and then we end up just building it ourselves.
We just built it ourselves.
Yeah.
Because like nobody out there knows. They can't even fathom what we do. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what's your like?" I think you've gone before, and I've gone multiple times with Kia.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, what dealership are you with?" And we say Car Trackers. They never heard of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, how do you sell your cars?" They're like, "No, we buy cars."
Yeah.
You buy cars?
Yeah,
what are you
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we buy cars from people. That's
Yeah.
all we're doing. Like, what
Yeah.
what in your software can help us with that? They're like,
Oh, it's not really built out. Do whatever.
No, we could do this and this and this, and then we look at it and you can't
nothing,
do
yeah.
anything. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like it's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, you know what's very important about systems? I think it's one of the keys to your guys' success. When you invest in your system,
Yeah,
you can scale like no other.
yeah,
You invest in your system. So now, anybody, whether you're starting out, if you have a good system and you build the foundation on a good system, you see a Car Trackers, right? You see a bigger company like this. One of the reasons that they do well is they have a bulletproof system, and they're always making it better and better. The system's
nonstop.
good. You can scale.
it's nonstop.
You can think less. You don't do double tasks. Like you can go from point A to point B and be okay.
And the way we went from a 40 plus staff to a less than 10 staff was because of the system that we
Yeah.
built. It was
Yeah.
all because of what we've built software wise
Yeah.
and technology wise. And that took the place of so many people. Like even
Yeah.
now, like we don't need a dispatcher.
Yeah.
All our cars get auto assigned to whoever's in our network. And
Yeah.
if it's not within our network, it automatically posts and goes to other transporters.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything we've built. So you can literally do from point A, like when a lead gets submitted
Yeah.
to a car getting dropped off the auction, all gets done through our software.
Yeah.
When the car gets checked into Mannheim auction, it triggers our software and lets
Wow,
it.
amazing.
So before we used to use WhatsApp and the guys would have to like send
Yeah.
a picture.
Yeah.
And now we're using APIs. When a car gets gets dropped off at Mannheim auction, it gets marked delivered in our system. We're able to pay the drivers. Like,
wow.
We're able to do our own invoicing now.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. Like all our recon is done now.
Yeah.
All the recon that we're doing is all done through our systems.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
So is this going to be, how soon is this going to be available for other dealers?
Inshallah by the end of the year.
Inshallah. I'm excited to have some dealers.
I thought it was going to be done in March, and
Yeah.
we're now in September. But the thing is, like, I didn't really know, like,
it takes time, bro.
What this all entails.
It takes hundreds of thousands of dollars, a lot of
money,
people,
a lot of testing,
a
lot of sleepless nights. Like Kia is working like nonstop on this. Like this is like a product of her, pretty much. Like
imagination. Not imagination. It's like this is her baby.
This is her baby. This is like our 5th kid. And so it's crazy, like what we built out to see.
A few quick questions. Number 1. Advice on how I see you as one of the best negotiators I've ever met. How can someone become a better negotiator?
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Don't be afraid to throw out a number.
Okay.
Whether it's 10,000, 5,000 off, just don't be afraid. Second thing is always let the customer or whoever you're negotiating with give the number first. So my favorite thing is,
I hate that you do that. What's your number?
Yeah. My favorite thing is like, oh, what's the best price you'll take on it? Yeah. And if they don't answer, like, what do you think? I always reword it. And like, if you watch my kids, they do the same thing. Like, they'll ask the question, the person won't answer, then they'll re-ask it in a different way to try to get to throw out a number. And then once they give you that number, then you bring up the issues, like for a car. Oh, it's got this scratch, this, it needs paint, it needs this. Based on that, what do you think, can you do any better? Yeah. So, and then they negotiate with themselves again. And then you go for the kill, or then you go for the number. So that's always like the best way to negotiate.
What's the biggest negotiation you've ever done? Like how big of a price drop?
I've dropped someone about like $40,000.
And you bought it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were they happy after?
They were cool, yeah. I mean, I wasn't disrespectful. I was very respectful.
They wanted to get paid.
They wanted to get paid. Yeah. And I explained to them why, and it worked out.
I think also, guys, you guys can't be scared to make offers. Some people, they see it as such a big difference. Dude, just make the offer. It's numbers, bro.
You never
make the offer. You never know. Someone's gonna say yes.
Yeah. You might never see them again. Who cares? It 100%. Is what it is. Yeah. And it's you're offering them market value. It is what it is. I'm not like lowballing people. I'm not like ripping people's hearts out. I'm giving them.
You can't even sell cars these days. Like you can't.
It's not possible.
You're buying what it is worth in the market. Yeah. If Ali Qureshi was not doing cars, what would he be doing?
Yikes. What would I be doing? I don't know.
Yeah?
I really don't know. I have no idea what I'd be doing.
If you see Ali...
I'd be doing something with negotiating, though.
Okay, something with negotiating.
Yeah. Something that had to do with wheeling and dealing. Maybe selling phones or, maybe real estate. I don't know.
Okay, another quick one. What's your... By the way, if you see Ali one day just like walking around the streets, you're like, oh, he's probably not doing cars. He doesn't have anything else to do. He's just walking around. What's your dream car? I think you said F50.
Ferrari F50.
F50. Yeah. Okay. I gotta see what that looks like. It must be really nice.
I love that car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What question is kind of a question, but our motto here is do something today that your future self will thank you for.
Yeah.
What is something you would recommend or something you do for yourself where if we say do something today that your future self will thank you for, what's something someone can do today that their future self will thank them for?
Take risks. Don't be scared. That's like the best advice I can give.
Yeah.
Take risks and don't be scared. Yeah.
I like it. Ali, I really appreciate you being on today. It was an honor. And I'm actually about to go on a tour with a bunch of vehicle acquisition guys. Okay. I wanted to get you first because you taught me everything. Okay. You're one of the reasons why my company is successful today. Yeah. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for investing in me. And if you guys want to learn more about Ali Qureshi and his company, Car Trackers, you guys can find them online, thecartrackers.com. Yeah. And Ali, the Car Trackers, everywhere else.
Ali Car Trackers on all social media platforms.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. And you're going to see him again very, very soon. All right. See you guys.
All right. Take care.